Welcome back to another CST Watchalong with the guys here. We're about to watch FC Cincinnati versus the Philadelphia Union at Nippert Stadium. First time we've been home in a while. I actually have a fun cast of characters today. Thank you for joining the replacement host. We got our typical host. You know him, you love him, Nick Suberling. How are you doing tonight, my friend?
What's happening, gents? Looking forward to watching FC Cincinnati hopefully get 3 points tonight against what should be a very difficult Philadelphia Union side.
Yes, I would say they are statistically the best team in MLS behind the Columbus Crew. So our work is cut out for us. Joining us as well is the better Weigel, Bradley.
Damn right.
How are you doing today, sir?
Recognize. I like when you host. You know, when I'm with Boston, sorry, I got to fix my mic here. When I'm with Boston, he just makes fun of me the whole time. It's kind of nice being with you.
Yeah,
Clay.
You know, when you give love, you receive it back, and I don't have to call HR during this hour like I had to do with Brian last week. So that's really nice it's in a good change of pace.
He's just
a nice Weigel.
He's just angry, man. He's just angry. He's so angry.
Let's focus on the positives tonight. We are coming off a win for the first time since July during the MLS's back tournament. Hopes are high. Alan Cruz is back in the lineup. Subs is doing something in his den.
He's probably cooking chicken noodle soup out of the can.
We're just gonna save you all the sight of that. So thank you all once. First and foremost, thank you anyone who's joining us tonight. Please feel free to leave a comment, ask us questions, tell us how great Spurs are going to be this year. Brad and I will particularly love that. Subs will not. So we're gonna, since he's off camera, I can say that. But yeah, let us know how we're feeling tonight. Brad, I want to kick it with you. Are we feeling good? Is it are we premature? What's going on? How are we feeling?
It's interesting starting 11 that they're rolling out here. Yes. I think it's probably as close to a preferred starting 11, at least offensively, as we could. Finally seeing Alan Cruz in that maybe 8-10 role playing behind Vasquez and Locadia. Finally, I tend to not think that that's a Yopstom thing. I tend to think that's more like an injury thing, and he's coming back. But it's going to be interesting to see him ahead of Medellin and Amaya. And also, the legs. These guys just played Saturday. The Union played Sunday. I'm interested to see how they're going to do on a quick turnaround with mostly the same squad.
Yeah, interesting enough, we are without Yuya Kubo. He was the man left out to make room for Alan Cruz. What do you think of that in particular?
Yeah, I think it'll probably be good for Kubo just to take a seat on the bench. He's been asked to play a role that's not conventional to him. Mm-hmm. He hasn't done particularly well in that role. Sometimes it's good just to give the guys a break, give him a seat on the bench, let him take in a match from a different angle, and then you know what? I kind of like it because it's going to give Yopstom some options.
Let's say he might be the only option.
Right. Yeah. I think Caleb Stanko can probably go in for, a Cruz, because I doubt Cruz will probably play 90, and then maybe they move Frankie forward or something. Yeah, you're right. There's only two offensive options. Stanko, or not even offensive. The other option is Kubo, and I would think it would be hard pressed to see Vasquez go 90 again. So probably have to see him roll it out there.
The late game management is definitely going to be something we're all looking for Yopstom.
Yeah.
Look, I was about to bring Subs into this, but he's a busy man. I will say
he's probably prepping his Bengals podcast that he does now.
Yes, Into the Jungle, I think is what it's called. Subs has revived his Bengals podcast, but also want to bring this up later because he's not here at the moment. We are rolling right into a live recording of Talking Tactics with Coach Brad Gough. Subs and Coach Brad are going to take over afterwards, and they're going to just roll right into the show. They're going to react immediately to the match. So please, please, please stick around. We're in for an awesome night of FCC content. Anyone who's been hanging out with the watch-alongs with me, listening to the show, you know how excited I am for Alan Cruz to be in the starting lineup. You couldn't quite tell what the injury situation was. He kept getting into games, but it always seemed like he was just in those late cameos. So I'm really excited to see him in the starting lineup. I think he is still our best player pound for pound. So I'm excited to see how long he can go and what difference he can create. And also, Brandon Vasquez is still in the lineup. He gets to start over Yuya Kubo, which for some reason still maybe isn't being considered a forward option, or at least in this game, Vasquez is being considered ahead of him. We saw that kind of work successfully against the Red Bulls last weekend. So we'll see if that keeps going. Subs, I want to try to bring you in here. How do you feel about the starting lineup? How do you feel? What's your vibe going into face the second best team in the league?
At this point, I really don't care who starts. Like, just play well. That's all I want to see. I mean, as sad as that sounds, and as down as that sounds, I just want to see a good game tonight. Really, that's all I care about. Are
you as easy to please as a father? Like,
you'd have to ask my children. They would say no.
But to say, I kind of wish the lack of expectations is lovely.
Look, they kept a clean sheet last time out, and that reminds me, I should probably get my Growler Cup pick in, huh?
Get it in.
I'm about to say, can you still get it in?
Still get it in.
All right. Yes, please. If you've left it to the last minute, you can still hopefully maybe put in a Growler Cup prediction. I think I put in a pretty pessimistic option, but I did so against Red Bulls as well. And look what happened.
Oh, I can't. The form is closed.
It is closed. Well, if you have done it, great. If you haven't this week, remember to do it this weekend, where we will play. We got Minnesota United this weekend.
No, we got NYC
New York City FC.
Sorry, it is New York City FC. I keep forgetting that we have to play them again. Yes, we'll have New York City FC this weekend before facing Minnesota next. Clifford Adams also shares my enthusiasm for the return of Alan Cruz. But yeah, I think Subs kind of hit the nail on the head there. I mean, this is going to be a tough opponent, and it doesn't really matter who that starting 11 is. They got to put in the work. Yeah. Brad, you obviously are one of you actually hosted March to Match Day alone this weekend because PTO Boston Razzle Dazzle Brazzle was actually on PTO this week.
What's that like? I'll tell you what.
he's chilling out on a beach somewhere.
He's in freaking Mexico. I'm staycationing in Logan, Ohio.
Kids,
no need to bring us down tonight, Subs. Let's not bring up your vacation hours. Brad, you got to talk to
Tim Lewis.
Tim Lewis, yes, please let us know about that conversation and what
the freak
you got from them.
Yeah, when the starting 11 was rolled out for both teams, I was shocked how I think these are pretty close to their first team starting 11s as they can. Kasper Spilko up top is a beast with young Brandon Aronson, who it sounds like today is going to head to Red Bull Salzburg after this season. He's deadly in the midfield along with Bedoya and Montero. So they got their first choice lineup out there. I think it's going to be an interesting match because they play in a diamond midfield 4-4-2, but they really like to counter. And like I was talking to them, and they're like, I don't know how we're going to break FC Cincinnati down. And I think the key is just to give FC Cincinnati the ball.
Well, that was the follow-up I wanted to ask of you is, they have a lot of guys in the middle. They love to counter.
Right.
With FC Cincinnati, if not for most of the game, but at least having a tight defensive shape, keeping a lot of guys in the middle, trying to rob them of that avenue up top. Is that how FCC wins tonight, you think? By robbing them of those opportunities through the middle?
Yeah, I think FC Cincinnati, it's going to be a tough road to hoe. I think that they can't have any self-inflicted wounds. That's going to be the first thing. They can't, get caught too high up the field. And I think the same for Philly. They've got a really young, defense with Mark McKenzie back there, defender Mark McKenzie. So we'll see what Lacati and Vasquez can do.
Brad, really can you give us a little bit of help on their number 23, their goal scoring machine?
Spilko,
Kasper Spilko.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we don't have to hear him a lot tonight. Hopefully, we keep him out of the penalty box.
Important question to ask you guys.
Please.
Are we syncing the match?
Are we syncing? No.
So you're going to be way ahead of us.
I'm going to be a little bit ahead of you because I don't have a little bit DVR down here tonight.
Not a little bit. You're going to be a lot ahead of us.
You know what? Cable is something you can pay for to get this opportunity.
Why would I do that?
But I could totally. I should get on Subes' YouTube TV.
You know,
account.
you also don't have tonight. You also don't have tonight. You don't have these lovely green pepper pizzas here. My wife just made me because I've been busy all day.
That's not pizza.
I got home and had to come in here.
You put tomatoes and cheese on a pepper. That's what that is.
All right, so let me know when you kick off, Brad.
All right, I just kicked off right now.
Oh God, this is gonna be bad.
That's all right.
The host is going to be behind tonight, folks.
You know, the one time we had, the other time I was ahead, they won. So we'll see what happens. But you know, what's your prediction? Mine's 2-0 loss.
I said 3-1
what do you guys
loss.
got?
I also went 3-1 in my Growler Cup.
See, you guys need to start picking opposite me. Now, luckily, you know, fortunately for me,
we have Guido tonight.
Yeah, I've
got. I missed that.
Good gravy.
Have you guys kicked off yet?
Yes.
I just did.
I'm at 34, 35, 36.
Okay. So I'm only about 30 seconds behind.
Right.
That's not too bad.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Tom Beaversdorf, my guy, what's up?
A couple of the initial watch-alongs, I was a solid minute to 90 seconds behind. So I'll take what I can get.
Yeah. Well, Tom Beaversdorf, he's a good dude. You know, him and I played golf earlier this year. He's a stick. He can be all right. You know, if we have the next Prider Cup, I might have to get him on my team as the ringer.
There you go. Speaking of golf, how's the shoulder feeling, Brad?
Oh yeah, I got shoulder surgery a week ago today. It's
recovering well.
I'm just falling apart, man. What's it like to be old, Subes?
Whoa! Wow!
Woo!
Well played.
I wouldn't tell you. I only turned 27 next week, so it's really hard for me to talk about this stuff, guys.
Oh, they're leading goals. Their goal scoring machine already hurt here a minute in.
With my solid knees and my good shoulders.
Oh yeah, it's only Diet Coke tonight, but
I was say you're on another. You're on another.
Don't botch the drop ball, Guido.
Upper.
There you go. All right, good job.
Yeah.
And I will also be anyone in the chat. Please update me about the Cincinnati Reds game as we go. My phone is going to be on Do Not Disturb, so it doesn't ring loudly into this microphone. So please,
there's only one game tonight.
Just every now and then, just give me every 3 innings, just give me an update.
I did not like that.
Yes, indeed. It is, unfortunately.
I did not like that.
Still hurt.
You didn't like the pizza, huh?
No.
I had a hunch you were going to go there.
Because it isn't pizza.
It's not pizza.
It's a pepper with cheese on it.
It's not. Dude, man, I lost 20 pounds during COVID, man.
You're one of the few.
But so like now we're trying to.
Man, we're just fouling people left and right.
Right. I'm 2 minutes in, nothing. 2.5 minutes in, nothing's happened. Man, that's bad. I don't even want to finish this bite in my mouth. I'm gonna mute my mic just so you don't hear me just crunch through this.
This is
Alex,
being recorded. Like your wife could watch this back.
She's gonna see a plate full of pepper pizzas down here in like 45 minutes when I bring them up at halftime. So she's gonna know I didn't technically care for it. I appreciate her trying to make it and trying to cook. I mean, like, I'm just not good. I don't like it, man.
All right.
No, it's like eating Gold Star chili. It's terrible.
Oh,
Alex, you are a saint and a sailor. I appreciate you, sir.
All right, here we go. Trying to counter. Didn't really work.
That's horrible.
I didn't know we were filming an episode of Top Chef.
So, Asha on YouTube says, prediction, fellas. I said 3-1 loss.
I also put 3-1 in there.
Are you guys surprised that Nick Hagland's still in the starting lineup?
I'm actually not. You know, sometimes you got to ride the hot hand. And yeah, people are going to probably point out maybe his pass percentage or something, but I think on defense he was exemplary. And you know, I don't think you make team of the week as a fluke. You know, I think he definitely put in a solid, strong performance. And you know, sometimes you just got to reward that kind of thing if you're a head coach, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the results going to change too much between Hagland and DePlon.
Someone knock on wood.
Right. I mean, I think they're both susceptible to issues. I mean, Hagland's not horrible. Hagland is a decent third or fourth center back in this league at how much he costs. He's an American player. And look, he started in the MLS Cup in I want to say it was on the right side of a back three for Toronto, so he can play at this level.
I think he probably.
Come on, Frankie. Ugh.
I think he probably was. I think that price tag really was over his head. Our defense was pretty awful all of last year. I think it's, he got a reputation for being a really bad center back, and I think that's a little unfair. And luckily, I think he performed well last weekend. So I'm happy to see him continue to start.
Yeah.
As we watch this match, can we just talk about the last time the Philadelphia Union came to Cincinnati to play a match?
That was the
worst.
Awful.
I remember the worst game I've ever been to as far as just experience.
I dodged a bullet. I remember I'm the resident actor at CST, and I was in rehearsals for a show. And so I have a friend of mine, we have our season tickets together. I said, take your dad or something. It'll be really fun. And so I completely missed out on it. And they just probably oh my God, they gained 5 pounds in water weight just from, it was so horrible watching the highlights of that back. I felt so bad, but so lucky that I missed it.
Ken Hecker saved my chops there. On a couple minutes before the game, he's like, hey, the people next to us didn't make it. Come sit in their seats. And he sat up I don't know, I want to say it was 5 or 6 rows from the top. So we were undercover. And I was still wet, and it was still freaking cold. Because it wasn't just wet. It was so windy.
Yeah. And then it dropped
miserable.
To 30 degrees during the match.
By halftime.
It dropped 30 degrees.
It was crazy.
Because it was
30 degrees. It was horrible.
Yeah, we were standing outside of Hangover Easy. Brad, we were there with you. And I was thinking, this isn't that bad. All right, so we're going to get a little wet, right? But then by halftime, it was frigid. And the wind just got worse and picked up more and more. We left at halftime.
It's one thing to be cold. It's another thing to be wet. It's another thing entirely to be cold and wet. Oof.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking here at this match, and I think it's a good first move for Philly. Thing that kind of scared me is that the Red Bulls, they played so far off FC Cincinnati last week. They just gave our midfield and our back line so much time to pick passes. You're seeing early Union are doing a good job trying to press the FC Cincinnati back line, and you'll see it here in a little bit. In FC Cincinnati, they just they're a little bit still unsure where to go with the pass once they get the ball.
I don't particularly like an FCC that builds out of the back. Hopefully that's something they've been working on in training, because it's definitely better than I've seen it before, but it still makes me nervous.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed is how Locadia is everywhere.
Right.
One play, he's on the right wing, and then this last sequence that ended with the Philadelphia throw-in, again, I'm 30 seconds behind, but Locadia picked up the ball on the left wing.
Yep.
I like what Vasquez's role in the offense allows Locadia to do. I know a lot of people there's a sort of a conversation about whether Vasquez should be a starter, but at the very least, I think that's one of the benefits, is allowing Locadia the freedom.
Yeah, I think you just got to get your best player on the ball more.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I kind of agree.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate the update.
There you go, Yersk. All right, so I ate the pepperonis off the top of these things. It's all right, but
well, you can't. It's hard to mess up. It's hard to mess up pepperoni.
Mm-hmm. I think it's turkey pepperoni, actually.
Turkey pepperoni?
Well,
geez, what is this? I just saw that Vasquez slip. That was bad. Oh, then Gutman got the ball back. Sorry if I'm. You're just got to get used to this now.
It's okay, man.
Oh, Gutman, just pass the ball sooner. His indecisiveness is the most frustrating thing about him. He's so talented, but he gets close to the box and it looks like he just gets cold feet.
Somebody read the player ratings from last week.
You doing that? You again tomorrow?
I'll do them tonight.
I say, is the pepper pizza is it a 4 out of 10?
No.
Not even that high.
No. Nope. She tried though. I really appreciate it. My wife has been tremendous the last week. She's stepped up. She was Nurse Ashley, for 4 or 5 days.
Long ball from Waston to Jow.
Right.
Beautiful.
Well, the Clay's not even paying attention to what you were saying about your lovely wife there, Brad.
Yeah, man,
interjects.
Oh, There you go.
You got
Once
picture in
again.
picture. What do you got?
Look at him.
I could probably do picture in
He
picture.
should try to dig himself out of the grave he dug by saying the pizzas were bad.
She's not going to watch this.
She's not going to watch this at all. Come on, get out of here.
I could say whatever I want about Sarah right now. She will never watch this.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm now part of like a marriage counseling situation, and I'm not comfortable.
It's not counseling. It's just marriage.
I'm not here for the I'm married and sad vent session. So let's.
I'm not
Nobody
sad.
said anything about being sad. Whoa. Don't be putting words in my mouth. I didn't say that.
No, man.
Clifford, my man, we are vibing tonight. Absolutely. I completely agree. Join my Vasquez hive. Let's go.
Shuki.
Ooh, him and Wasson have had a couple battles already today.
Oh, Casper. Yeah.
Yep.
Did he call the foul on that? Of course he did. That's Guido.
Thanks, Nui.
Yes, I appreciate
solo home run.
I appreciate everybody who's giving me these updates. It's a big night for Cincinnati Reds as well. Bet you Atlanta still wishes they had Vasquez. I would completely agree. I think Vasquez is infinitely better than John.
Tough luck. Well, they had Kubo Torres, Eric Kubo Torres, and
he hurt again?
Just got hurt again for the year.
Oh man, they just picked him up, didn't they?
Was that a DP center back or who was that? I don't know who that was.
I can't remember.
I'm not sure what position.
Yeah, I didn't really read it. I've been busy.
I just know it was a big signing for them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They.
Shocker! They went to South America.
I mean,
they have a profile just like Gerard does.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're yeah, I don't know. Adam John is. I don't know why you get rid of Vasquez and bring Adam John in. I mean,
I don't get it either.
Well, didn't Nashville? No, Nashville drafted him out of the expansion draft, didn't they?
Yeah, but they could have protected him.
No. Adam John was.
Well, I mean,
he's talking about
the
Vasquez.
USL.
No, he's saying Atlanta did not protect.
Yes,
Vasquez.
they didn't protect. He wasn't one of their protected 11. So
right. So did somebody draft him and we traded for him?
Nashville drafted Vasquez and
then we traded for him.
And we traded for him with Nashville.
So I'm saying that, like, with the amount of big names they have on their roster, I'm not entirely surprised Vasquez was not included.
Yeah.
Well, hindsight's 2020 on that one.
That's very true. If you knew
you were going to be selling Pity.
If you knew you were going to be selling Pity and that
Joseph's
Achilles was going to snap in the first game of the season, then
that's brutal.
Which again,
get up. Yep, good call. Two of them.
I can't wait to watch this in a minute.
We seem to be pressing pretty high.
I like it. You can see that the evolution is coming. They're
what
playing.
The hell was that?
Wow.
Vasquez getting after it.
Wow.
Apparently, hindsight is 2020 until you're past your mid 40s. So says Clifford.
Hindsight is 2020. Got it.
Oh, he calls a goal kick on that?
Yeah, that's what I was like. What?
Huh.
I was talking to the guys the guy from Philly this week, and I said, I say it a lot that FC Cincinnati needs to get through the first 35 minutes, and if they can get through the first 35 minutes, they'll have a shot. But I really do feel that in this game, especially with how Philly's trying to press, because these guys played Sunday, so they don't have a ton of rest. They can't press all match.
Nope.
And so if they can just get through 35 minutes, I think we'll be in a much better position.
I'm a fan of the long COVID locks from Hagelin and Richie. If you can pull it off.
I have no opinion.
I got too impatient with my hair wasn't nearly as long as Hagelin and Richie's, but I couldn't keep it for 5 months. It drove me nuts.
Yeah.
What's the weather like down there, guys?
It's pretty nice.
It was
like 78 today.
Yeah,
right now.
No rain or anything?
No, it's just kind of cloudy. So I think it's probably like, I don't know what. Let me see. I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch the 66. So it's probably it would probably be, nice. It would be a little cool. T-shirt and jeans, maybe quarter zip by the end of the night.
Lovely fall weather.
Yep.
Can't complain.
One thing I want to mention and let everybody know who's watching us live tonight is following tonight's watch along, you will get a chance to watch Coach and I record Talking Tactics live right here. So you won't even have to leave. We'll just fill in for these two as they say goodnight. Coach and I will take over, and we'll take your questions live. We'll also open up the phone line. So if you want to call in and talk tactics with Coach, tonight is your opportunity. So make sure you stick around following Watch Along for Talking Tactics.
I'll be the guy at the party who sticks around way too late and you're just begging him to leave and he doesn't. That'll be me.
Well, the good news is I do have control and can boot you. So. Well, we're 15 in.
I'm just going to ask a bunch of questions about Jose Mourinho. Don't mind me. Yes. So we have, I have now hit the 15-minute mark. I think Brad hits nail on the head once again. The longer we can prolong conceding a goal, the better chances FCC has to win games. I mean, we saw it particularly against Red Bulls. They just could not create a solid chance for most of the match. And I mean, so far, Philadelphia hasn't been able to either. Feel free to respond, anybody at any time.
I'm
trying to watch what's going on right now.
You know, you can watch and talk. It is a possibility.
Yeah, but I'm not really sure what's going on.
What do you mean?
They didn't call that a foul on Zhao, did they?
I don't think so.
I guess I kind of could.
The game kept playing. I guess unless they called advantage, then they could go back and.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Zhao got up it in the face, and Guido called nothing. Now
I'll say if Guido, if this is the first time you're upset with him, you haven't been paying much attention.
Joe got a good portion of them.
Their FCC is getting. They're kind of Paul Scholesy with these tackles.
Wait, back up.
What did you call him?
Scholesy?
No. It's Skulls. Please get it right. If you're going to come at me.
No, I'm not trying to come at you. I wasn't trying to come at you. I'm sorry I mispronounced his last name. I was trying to say that the tackles were a little aggressive. It's good. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
I'm not Scholes, like Dr. Scholes.
I think he called him Scholesy. Like people call him Scholesy.
Fine, Scholesy.
But
I apologize for the mistake. The point, my commentary was as a compliment. I like the aggressiveness. I like that they're taking the game to Philadelphia.
The Brits do say the schedule or whatever.
They do. You're right. I'm really looking forward.
How he could say that.
I'm really looking forward to watching Christian Bale play for Spurs.
Schedule. Hell yeah, me too.
Christian Bale would be great. He's also Welsh.
You mean Gareth Bale?
Is an amazing.
That's why I said Christian Bale.
Look, I didn't mess up the spelling. I just messed up the pronunciation. Gareth and Christian are very different names. But Christian Bale could absolutely come play for Spurs. I think he
can. All right.
Well, he's a method actor. He'll figure it out.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
That's not good.
That's not a good clearance.
That's not good. Tags. Okay. Woo!
I'm guessing poor pass and a good save.
No goal.
That's what I mean.
But it ain't good. I mean, this could maybe be reviewed for a red.
Oh no.
Let me see. I think his cleat was on the ground, but Joe Zhao completely just cleated Jaime Montero.
Oh, yep. I just saw it.
Yeah, that's not a good tackle. I would not be shocked at all if that goes on.
That would require consistent use of VAR within MLS.
Yeah. I think his leg was on the ground, but it was a very dangerous play.
Leading with studs can still be, even if your leg doesn't go up. Now, if his leg did go up, then that's pretty good. I'm seeing the replay now. Oh, that's studs right to the knee.
That is studs right to the leg.
Yeah, that's tough.
I think that could have been a red too.
Yeah, I think Zhao definitely should have listened to Sir Alex and watched his tackle there.
I'm trying to see if the commentators say anything about VAR. I got closed captioning on, so
I mean, They both are sliding into the ball.
Tackle. I don't
Clay,
think it was
Clay flipping us off.
Sorry. It's just what? I can't.
Yeah,
I got a little gunk in my eye there.
That was a dangerous play.
Yeah, it's even if it. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it just stays a yellow, but that's still not a good tackle.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting ready to take the free kick, honestly. So I don't think it's going to go to VAR. Yeah, they're taking the free kick.
Okay.
Yeah, it's free kick.
All right.
Okay.
Just a yellow for Jow.
Yes, just a yellow. That was.
There's a good argument to be made.
Pretty close.
Yeah,
so that's one of those things where we're very fortunate he only pulled out the yellow, because had he pulled out a red, I don't think
they could have pulled that back.
No, they wouldn't have. I don't think.
That was a very, very. It was like, yeah, he saw how far the ball got away from him, and
you know what that means, though, is Joe Giles is going to score this game, and Philly's going to be like, he shouldn't even have been on the field.
Let's hope.
Hey, man, that's fine with me.
I'll take it. Okay. Nope.
Jonathan Tannenwald just has a big ass beef with the Nippert turf.
Oh yeah, he's been that way. Yeah,
I just don't.
Last year on March Match Day,
grow the hell up, man.
He was very concerned about it.
Look, to be fair, turf sucks.
Yeah, but
it's terrible, and I'm really happy that West End's going to have grass.
Yeah.
I mean,
by the way,
it's not any worse than Seattle,
right? And it's newer.
Well, don't they say sometimes newer isn't always better? Like you have to wear it in a little bit.
I don't know. Ask the 49ers.
Nah. I'm honestly, I actually don't know. I know the Timbers during the opening game last season were like, the turf is too new. Everything's bouncing weird. So,
all right. Clifford Adams is A+ through 20 minutes. I think it's all right. I think it's more like a B-.
You would hope that we'd create a little more chances, but we're not giving much away to Philadelphia, which is good to see.
We're not.
How many saves does Blake had to make?
No. We're not right. Yeah, we're not giving much away, but we've got absolutely nothing going forward. It's Licati and Vasquez against 3 people, so it's gonna take a Philly mistake to score.
About to say we either need to build better.
Whoa, what was that
possession or
Jurgen playing our 10.
Extra didn't happen, Clifford.
Oh,
that was terrible. That was bad. Was that a pass? Might have been a defensive clearance. Who knows? Locati almost got to that too.
Yeah.
I appreciate the hustle.
I'm enjoying your response to my response.
To me?
Yeah. 15 seconds later.
Yeah.
I'm 15 seconds behind Brad.
Yeah, I'm 15 seconds behind you. It's a nice little like cascading waterfall here of reaction.
Matt Imholt, how about your buddy going to, was it San Antonio? You going from Memphis to San Antonio?
Who are we talking about?
Why can't I think of his name right now?
Are we talking soccer?
Yeah, Liam Doyle. Liam Doyle went from Memphis to San Antonio this week.
Oh.
He's a good little player.
I don't watch USL as much as I used to.
I can honestly say I probably have watched
Kenny Walker going to Louisville this week.
10 minutes of USL since we left.
We don't need to bring that up, guys.
Damn it, 3-1 Reds.
Ow. All right.
The question I have for Kenny Walker is, will he kiss the badge like Corbin Bone did?
Oh, yeah, that was rough. Well, Kenny Walker, I think, has more beef with Cincinnati than Corbin Bone did. So I would. If
anybody kisses the badge for Louisville, Kenny Walker, I would argue has. Oh, Kendall, what was that? Because he played at college ball there. Mm-hmm. I get it. He's got a connection to the city.
And he wanted to make the team to MLS, and he didn't. So that might have hurt.
Cincinnati State legend Liam Doyle.
Are there Cincinnati State legends?
Oh, well, there's one.
Liam Doyle. There you go. I think, Tom, that is a evergreen reaction to FC Cincinnati.
We have to pass better. Yep. What's the stats? Let's check out the stats here.
I'd say we're almost, well, you're probably almost 25 minutes in. So there's definitely there's a decent amount of.
I think only
Brendan Aronson passing it to the blue screen.
Yeah.
Have fun at Salzburg.
78% passing for FC Cincinnati, 74% for Philly. Really nothing going on for either team.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely making it difficult for Philly to play their offense, which I think is probably what Stom seems to like to do most games, is just kind of rob the opponent of their chances.
Come on, Joe.
I think FC Cincinnati's making Philly just a tad bit uncomfortable with Philly having to possess the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be more out on the front foot, with a quick distribution from the keeper.
Come on, Joe.
To get them with a little bit of number advantage. When they're having to play slow in front of the ball, it's not happening.
Not a bad cross.
What I'm going to do, everybody, is I'm going to mute Clay 15 seconds after I think something's coming up for him.
No, for you it'd be 30. Because
Right.
I'm 15 behind.
15 behind Subs.
Right. So when I hear Subs go, ooh, I'll mute Clay.
For after 15 seconds.
It'll do everybody a favor. All right. How many years since inception did it take Sons of Ben team to post more wins and draws or losses? How many years from inception did it take?
From the start of their team, I think.
Took them a while.
Yeah. It's all right.
And draws or losses.
Expansion is super tough in MLS, So I think Atlanta and LAFC, well, LAFC, I guess they won the Supporter Shield, but Atlanta and LAFC are the exceptions to the rule, I would say.
Ooh, Frankie down hurt.
100%.
Oh, that's Vasquez. Never
It's
mind.
Vasquez. He's back.
Yeah, I think Frankie and Vasquez are vastly different profiles.
Well, all I saw was I didn't see a number. I just saw them on and I don't expect to see Brandon Vasquez in front of the Philly bench.
That's true. That's a good point. It's a very midfield possession.
What's going on here?
Love that. Very dad watching sports energy.
How many more cards can Frankie get before he's suspended again?
He has to get another 5, I think.
No.
I thought it was
5, isn't it?
I thought it was
after 8.
Oh, so if you get one after 5, then if you get 3 more, you're suspended again?
Yeah, but I think if you go so long without one, which he won't, you get like.
Didn't he get a yellow last game?
Yes.
No.
God.
He did because I heard them talking about it on the radio broadcast.
Yeah, but he did not. It was Stanko.
Oh.
It was 100% Stanko. Frankie was there, but Stanko committed the foul, and I think Tommy had to watch that game through a TV screen and not.
Let's see.
He wasn't in. New
So
York.
he was watching it through a TV screen when I was listening to it through an app. So.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Yes, Stanko got a yellow in the 90th minute.
Yup. Let me look up MLS yellow card rules.
Tom Beaversdorf says 2 more.
Oh, come on.
So I guess technically, since he didn't get a yellow against Red Bulls,
he did not get a yellow against Red Bulls.
Frankie needs 3 more yellow cards, and then he'll be suspended again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 8. Frankie's only got 5.
And Deplan's in the same boat. But
So Frankie, what game did Frankie miss? The first NYCFC game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 5, 8, 11, and 13, and then it's every 2.
Oh, it's some Diego Chara numbers. I like Frankie. He's our potential Diego Chara.
That was not a good clearance there by Kendall.
Yep, it says on the MLS website he's got 5 yellows.
Okay. That is good to know.
Oh, what a bad clearance from Kendall.
I'm here for you, Eric.
Where did I hear that before?
There's an echo chamber.
Very much an echo chamber.
Deja vu. Why? I purposely said it exactly what you said this time. I kept my ears open.
This half has gone by quick, and honestly, I just think it's because nothing's gone on.
It's one of those weird games where nothing has happened, yet it does speed through.
Dude, I'd love to be in the stadium right now just to hear what Jaap Stam's saying. That's the one thing I feel like I miss. I'd love to see how he is on the sideline and hearing his voice. And
that's the one reason why
coaching
in the perpetual debate over artificial crowd noise or not, I like not having the crowd noise because I like hearing, like, particularly Ben Olsen losing his mind at the MLS's back tournament. That was fun to watch, just as a neutral.
Right.
I'm sure Stam is very interesting.
Gutman bailed out by a poor cross again. Wins it back. Man, our crosses are no bueno.
Get down.
Unless you're taking a corner kick and your name is Harris.
I'm about to say, the more and more I watch FC Cincinnati on offense, I'm starting to believe that Harris was just like, you know what, screw it.
That's exactly what I said on Monday night.
I know. I can't believe over like 55% of people on Twitter said they thought that way. But I'm watching another game of FCC on offense, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe Soups was right.
Hey, I was right.
Ooh. I'm trying to.
Soups said Jared and them.
I'm trying to kiss the boss's butt, Brad. Just give me a sec.
Come on,
okay?
Come on.
Let me.
Yeah, they got me. They got me flipped. I was originally saying no way it was a shot, but yeah. Yerski, we don't care about that game, buddy.
True one.
We don't care about Austin FC's game tonight. Yeah, so I'm now with y'all. 30 minutes into the game. Do we have any kind of reaction? How are we feeling now? 30 minutes in.
I'm starting to feel like this is going to end 0-0.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Neither one of these teams want to concede, unless something drastic happens. Like Jal already obviously is on a yellow card, so he can't do anything stupid. Philly again, they're on a day less rest, so they're not going to want to concede too much.
The last three games at Nippert were 0-0 draws.
I'm looking at Mike Bowman's Twitter.
I guess not the last three. The only three games at Nippert this season were 0-0 draws.
The Dayton group must be together tonight, and they got brisket over mac and cheese, and it looks phenomenal.
Why would you have to do that to us?
Hey, man, sitting here next to this green pepper stuff, this is killing me.
Clifford Adams bringing some perspective. Getting a point on the second best team in the league is not a bad day. We're in a playoff spot. I think getting a point would keep us there. It's so weird that 10th place is a playoff spot.
What are we doing? Wow.
Eric, I think you have an excellent question. Let me do a little bit of a plug here. On the last episode of Cincinnati Soccer Talk, we had the director of player development, Larry Sunderland, on, and he was on for at least a half hour, if not more, and he had amazing insight and answered some really interesting questions about what their plans are and their ambitions for the club. So if you're interested in when FC Cincinnati might have a kid like the Aaronsons coming through into our first team, I think that's an episode you should definitely take a listen to.
Brad was fanboying it up on Monday night.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I have to ask the question, Brad.
100.
Are you Sunderland till you die?
That's a good one. That's funny. Dude, no. Do we have the ability to show that trading card to him that we found?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We need to post that on here.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, that was incredible.
An excellent find. Larry Sunderland was an incredible interview.
Was the indoor soccer legend?
He was just so gracious with his answers, and that's a side of, I think, a soccer club you don't get a lot of, and it's a thing that is clearly really important to FC Cincinnati. So having him on was an absolute pleasure.
I thought it was pretty cool that he said he actually thought that FC Cincinnati would sign a player or two within a year.
To the first team from the academy?
Yeah, he said that. So I think that pipeline will be quicker when we have a USL team.
He did
put players into.
He did talk about the U19 team that formed this year. He talked about wanting a B team or a reserve team, like New York Red Bulls have, like FC Dallas have. So it's a lot to get excited about for the future of this club, for sure. Clifford, I also am just a softie for emotional soccer documentaries, so I definitely was also crying. Here it is. Larry Sunderland for the Milwaukee Wave. Look at that.
Oh my goodness. Eat your heart out.
6 assists in the 91-92 regular season. Look at that. Senior Bowl selection. Look at him.
It's pretty awesome.
An excellent find.
I think that's great. Love the hair.
Oh, that's such perfect.
The flow.
Late 80s, early 90s mullet.
Go. 6-1.
We need to show that to Hagelin and Richie and tell them to up their hair game. I think
what happened in that game, Brad?
That's the standard.
Gino, I think, hit a 3-run dinger.
Ooh, Suarez 6-1. Eugenio Suarez. Love that, man.
Yeah. I'd love a 6-1 scoreline here.
Man, if we could.
Reserve team, Eric.
What's going to happen?
I don't know.
Yeah, we asked that question if, he did mention that the U19s wouldn't quite be a direct pipeline to the first team. But he had really interesting answers about what he sees that journey and that bridge would be. So please absolutely check out the latest episode of Cincinnati Soccer Talk on
Zero
podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Sorry, Brad. I had to finish the plug.
You're fine. 0 shots on goal by either team. FC Cincinnati has 1 total shot.
Yeah, the Locadia that went wide.
It's 59-41 possession to the Union. Really just not a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a lot of one team tries to possess, loses the ball. The other team tries to possess, loses the ball. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. A very even 0-0 draw.
Very much a stalemate so far.
Some 0-0s are like one team just gets like 18 shots on target somehow and they just never make it.
Yeah.
This is definitely not that case.
Last week I picked a 0-0.
Well,
and when I saw the lineup, I changed my mind. I changed it to a 3-1 loss.
See,
and then it kept going 0-0 till like when we finally scored on that corner.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I was so mad for changing my score that at that point I was just like, I don't care who scores, just somebody please score because I'm going to be really mad. So
I'm kind of kicking myself because, like I said on several shows leading up to tonight's game, that I kind of thought, that it was going to be a draw. This match was, but then like I don't know, man. I did not feel it. That's why I picked loss. And like if people have noticed, I've guessed on March to match day, and then I've kind of had like a little change of thought and changed my prediction.
Yeah, Richie.
But this one I stuck to the 2-0 loss.
I broke it that Spencer Ritchie looks like an 80s tennis player.
Yes. He absolutely does. Like Andre Agassi when he had the hair.
No, he looks more like Bjorn Borg or
showing your age, Subes.
I love it.
It's got the gray hair doesn't give that away here.
It's got a Federer kind of wave to it, which I like.
Have you gotten your AARP card yet, Subes?
Wow. Did you catch the 4 p.m. buffet at Golden Corral?
Oh, call it.
What?
Hang on. He's onside.
I'm not even.
Oh, that's crap. Go to VAR and they can't. I don't think they are.
Oh, they called it on Zhao.
Yeah.
Unless it was a handball.
I was thinking that he got tripped in the box.
Oh, you thought it was a penalty?
Yeah.
See, Zhao needs to be careful there because that's a dive.
Well, I don't know. Did he actually get contact?
I don't know.
But what I'm saying though is you're already on a yellow.
Simulation. Yeah, you're talking about a simulation. I don't know. That'd be a pretty cheap simulation.
I don't know what that call was.
I mean, it wasn't like Bruno Fernandes.
I can't tell if he got clipped. Looks like they
you
want to
see who's reffing, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
He's had bad nights before.
Fair enough. I don't think they're bad nights anymore. I think that's just how he calls it.
6-1. Damn, every time I switch over to the Reds game, they do something bad. I just cannot watch the Reds this year.
Well,
I turned on Saturday after the soccer game, and I was like, yeah, I'm feeling good. Let's turn over and watch the Reds game. And that was right when they brought in Robert Stevenson, and boom, boom.
Oh, yeah. That's why I don't put players of my teams on my fantasy teams.
Yeah.
So I always jinx them.
Mm.
FCC, Spurs, Bengals. I can't do it. They always play poorly the weeks I start them.
Your faces are perfect for radio.
No, I get that compliment a lot, and I just want to thank you so much.
Thanks, Barty. So appreciate it.
Incredibly inventive and unique and creative. Thank you so much for that.
Man, you would think being in my basement, it would be chilly down here, but no, I'm sweating like a mother. God, I'm about to go get a fan at halftime. I'm getting old.
Can we get like Southern Belle, like a Southern gentleman Subs on his porch? Just, oh my stars, this offense.
I'm gonna kick both of you right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the party's here.
You don't like my accents? Is that what you're saying? They were my party trick in England.
I think you moved me, Subs. I was on the bottom, wasn't I?
No, you were up the top right. I was on the bottom.
You were top right.
I feel weird.
What, you don't like being on top?
Moving on. We're 40 minutes in.
The fan audio is broadcast in the stadium. I don't know about that, Clifford, but we're all on mute.
No, they do not have live. This isn't like the NFL. They do not have live crowd noise being pumped in the stadium. They do not.
Know that for sure?
I know that for sure. Yes. The NFL is the only one that I know of that's doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I could find out.
You can look and confirm, but yeah.
I mean, there's somebody there we know that I could ask.
Rob? Or
Sure.
Jeff. Jeff's there. Man, I got a freaking cut on my lip, right down the middle, and it hurts so bad. The shot doesn't work, Subs. The shot don't work. Actually, I nailed the shot mark.
Oh, Barty time is taking shots at Brad.
Talent, job description. Good thing hair is optional.
Oh, Tommy did say they were playing it in the stadium. Well, they didn't start that way, so maybe that's new. I feel like that'd be even more distracting, though. But that's just me. I guess it also must be weird to be playing in Nippert and not hear the crowd. So maybe it's a nice little respite.
Kind of a boring half.
Yeah, just a little bit. But against the second best team in the league, I'll take it.
I'm tired of hearing that. I'm bored.
I know, but I'll take a little bit of boring. This is a team that should be beating us. We're playing well.
We're playing all right.
I mean, we're not getting our.
That's the problem. That's been the tough part of the player ratings this year. Is we're not playing well. We're
What's
just
up, Jamie Smith?
Hanging in there.
We're just not playing poorly.
And so, so it's tough. And I've maybe graded a little harsher lately, not as high because I'm expecting to see growth, especially with Gutman and Amaya. I feel like I'm not seeing growth of those two. I feel like they're hustle guys, and so we see hustle, and they're good, but really their passing hasn't been great. Amaya's won a lot of duels. I'll give him that.
I think Gutman in particular has plateaued.
We need to start seeing some better final balls and better service from these guys.
Yes, it's the passing, and that's the one thing I like about Garza.
How can you not say that's a foul, dude?
Of course he's not going to say it's a foul.
Didn't. Good ball needed here, Dean, and poor
football as well, Jamie. Jamie, thanks as always for your support. You're a big supporter of the show. Thank you.
That's pretty funny. Bearcats play.
And who was that to?
I'll tell you what, man.
Wow.
Nippert's a beautiful place to watch a game, but I'll tell you what, the atmosphere is just all right for the football.
What are you talking about?
UC football.
Oh, UC. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm in English soccer. I'm in football. I'm changing the words in my head are flipped around.
I think the loudest scream I've ever heard in that stadium was when that trumpeter bit it going down the steps.
I don't think I've ever been to Nippert for a UC football game.
I've been a couple. It's not bad. It's better than a MAC. And
that's a low bar.
You get a big team in there. I think it would be pretty cool. But
no offense, Subs.
Not all of us could go to the Ohio State.
I went to the Northern Kentucky University, so toss.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
We're undefeated in football since 1968. I'll have you know.
I went to a basketball game there last year, And that was actually a pretty cool experience. Like, it was the Wright State game, so the Wright State had a big crowd there, and then the NKU, they had a pretty big crowd there too, and it was a pretty fun little night.
Since 2016, when the team made the tournament for the first time, the basketball team has drawn pretty good crowds. So
That's a corner.
It's a pride for us.
Better be a corner. All right.
Is it a corner?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I'll tell you.
Who is it? Okay.
I'll tell you in 15 seconds.
Okay, so Cruz, literally, you've got to beat the first man. And if he doesn't beat the first man, I'm done with Cruz or Maya taking corners.
Hey, Alex, like I said before, we are undefeated since 1968. Can you say that about your team? I don't think so.
Brad can say that about Xavier as well.
Yes. Well, I don't know how long they've been around. NKU's much younger.
Jeez.
Come on.
What about Xavier football? Come on, we're not going to get started on.
Didn't Xavier have football at one point?
Yeah, they went to the Salad Bowl.
What's the Salad Bowl?
It was like that Fiesta Bowl back then.
Oh, okay. No idea.
No, Xavier.
Not a great corner. Only 2 minutes of stoppage, so we're almost towards the end of this half.
Ooh, ninja kick.
Come on, Nikki Hags. Uh-oh.
I don't like it when Sub says uh-oh.
All right.
You're fine now. You should be worried if I say uh-oh.
That's true. You're the one who's furthest ahead. If you've both said uh-oh, then I definitely have something to worry about.
I try to stay far away from the South Bowl as possible.
I'll say, yeah, I like that hustle play from Hagelin there to get back on defense.
Why are we not pushing that ball forward? Cruz just makes it. Oh. Oh, my God. What are we doing?
Yeah, this is a team that's just ready for halftime.
I mean,
I can't necessarily. There should be more effort at the end of these halves. That's what killed us a lot last season.
Call the ball, Guido. They're just dinking and dinking it. Come on, call it. They don't get to play forever.
Who's that to, Alan?
To quote my best friend Michael Carr, who is that to? It's his biggest pet peeve. Passes that are to nobody.
Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. Whew. All right.
Let's say I should get the whistle here in a minute, you would think.
Halftime.
Does Philly have a shot on target? And why can't we clear the ball?
Neither of us do.
Everybody has a shot on target.
I don't think either team does. I thought you said that.
We've got 2 shots. They got 2 shots. We've had 1 blocked.
Are they on target though?
Wide right, and they had 2 wide right.
So a lot of no shots on target.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Oh, Jesus, Gutman. Okay, but they called it anyway. All right, since I, your host, your replacement host, have finally caught up to halftime. Please, in your comments, let us know while Brad does whatever he needs to do. Let us know your 3-word reaction to the first half. Subs, I'll give you the opportunity to kick us off.
Another boring half.
Yeah,
I'm just bored. I want to see attacking soccer. I want to see goals, and we're just not there.
Yeah,
that's just my take. It's great we kept a clean sheet in the first half, but I mean, I don't know. I just want a little bit more exciting play. That's
what I'm going to focus on, is to just shift it a little bit. Is that, you're tired of hearing it, but this team is really good. And I haven't seen anything to be scared of from Philadelphia in that first half.
We still have 45 minutes.
No. I said there's nothing in the first half that I've been scared of so far. That can absolutely change. If FC Cincinnati isn't careful, we lose the ball too easily, or we lose our shape. That can absolutely happen. But so far, we've played well. Yeah, we need to be a little better on offense. I think that's the overarching theme of this season. But when you're playing a team as good as Philadelphia, being able to still play this good on defense is good. That's a good thing.
I mean, we're making it hard for them.
Yes.
I don't think that they're the most amped up team right now. Both teams are extremely sloppy, turning the ball over. Think about FC Cincinnati offensively, like how many balls that they got into the final third, and like they couldn't even get a cross off. Notably like Gutman or Cruz, they just couldn't get a cross off because they gave it away. So we just got to be careful on the ball and make the most of our limited chances. And then just very sloppy half by both teams, really.
This is the key question, I think. Is there anyone on our bench who changes that?
I mean, it hasn't been all year.
I was about to say, like, I think we're probably in for a pretty gutsy, gross looking 0-0 draw unless someone makes a big mistake.
I think the key is going to be the next 5 minutes. How are both teams going to come out of the locker room? I would assume that Philly's going to come out of this locker room pressing high, refreshed, energized, probably got a nice talking to by Jim Curtin at half. I wouldn't be shocked if Curtin made some sort of sub to waken up his team because they're just really sleepwalking through. They sleptwalk through that half. So he can't be happy. So I think FC Cincinnati needs to get through the next 5 or 10 minutes. If they can do that, again, they'll have a decent shot, but they need to watch out.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a dangerous team, and you can't. They will pounce on any mistake you make. But the last couple times we've seen these kind of performances from Philadelphia, they lost 1-0 to Columbus and drew 0-0 to New England. So this is definitely the kind of game plan you want to see against Philadelphia. It's worked. We're not giving them tons of chances to just blow right through us and score. They scored 14 goals in 6 games. The only 2 they haven't scored were those 2 performances I mentioned earlier.
So on the bench, you've got Bailey, Deplan, Garza, Vanderwerf, Stenko, and Kubo. Really, your only attacking option is Kubo.
Right.
I will argue Garza would help our offense. I think Gutman's passing is consistently subpar.
I wouldn't be shocked, like in the 80th minute of FC Cincinnati's down a goal, you put Garza in at left back and you put Gutman up on the wing, and just let him run if he's still got gas. But I don't even think I don't think it's like personnel isn't like he picked the wrong roster because we don't
have any other roster.
They just need to do better. Seriously, they just need to do better. They need to be better on the ball. They've got the talent, but it's been something we've seen all year.
That's my question, though. How many performances like this do we watch before we realize that this team maybe doesn't have better performances?
I mean, I don't think that they're bad players, but
we keep seeing
better
subpar offensive performances from them. How many times do we have to watch this kind of half before we start to wonder, do the players need to be improved? I just think it's a question worth asking.
I think we definitely can ask it.
That's just my thing. I absolutely agree. I think on paper we've seen these guys play better. We've seen these players be better. On paper they're better, but we keep seeing this kind of half week in, week out. I think Makocho's going to help. I think Barrial's going to help. But I mean, we still have to wait for them. We gotta. This might just be what we can do.
Lacadia looks better tonight. Agree, need to take care of the ball more. Joao is the one that creates the opportunity in the second half. Yeah, I mean,
again with Joao, he gets into positions, right? He attacks that wing incredibly well. It's just whether or not he can put that final pass in the right spot.
Let me look at the stats here.
Yeah, let's break that down.
What are you drinking?
I am finishing up my second glass of Basil Hayden's.
Ooh, expensive night for the apple.
Yeah, well, I do turn 27 next week. And so the week or 2 before my birthday, I tend to splurge a little more on my bourbon selection to treat myself. So yeah, I'm having a little Basil Hayden's. And then if I finish that tonight, I have a bottle of 1792.
Matt, the comment was left up plenty long enough, and I'm fully aware that they're going to struggle. On that note, just a reminder, immediately following the match tonight, right here in this very stream, we will be recording Talking Tactics with Coach Brad Gough. Coach will hop in here and we will take your questions in the chat. We'll also open up the phone lines. So if you'd like to talk tactics with Coach Gough, that would be your opportunity to do just that. So make sure you stick around immediately following this episode of Cincinnati Soccer Talk. On that note, I am going to go grab a fan and I will return.
Okay, so Lacadia, 19 of 20 passes, 95%, 2 shots. I would argue those shots, the shot quality wasn't great, but
that is the most. That's one of the weekend. I think last week were the most times he's passed the ball in a half.
Yeah, most passes were shuffling the ball, side to side.
He's getting involved, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's an all right performance.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying
better than him just being up top doing nothing.
That was my point.
My problem is that he's still getting on the ball way too far away from the goal. He needs to be up more. So I don't necessarily see the point in him being so far out of the play. He needs to be one of the 2 options up top to get the ball into.
Brad,
help him. That's still wasted possession, I feel.
This.
I'm a Duyanin or a Maya, not Lacadia.
Well, you know this from our fandom of Spurs. The worse that Tottenham play in a particular half or game, the further back you'll see Harry Kane. If you see him collecting the ball at halftime at the halfway line, it's usually because nobody's getting the ball up to him. And so he's taking the game into his own hands. I think Lacadia, in many ways, is experiencing something very similar. He's probably frustrated at the lack of service, the lack of possession, and the buildup in possession. So he's kind of he's playing a bit of a hero, and he's just getting down deep, trying to get the ball where he can and see if he can make it work.
Nick, where you writing from, Val? Nick Lipowicz?
Good try there. Coach, it takes me so hot. Subs will definitely need a fan. Absolutely. Look, I cannot tell you enough. If you stick around with us and watch an episode of Talking Tactics Live, it is absolutely like when he is on these watch-alongs. If I'm in Everett, I could ask him, I could just ping pong him questions for 90 minutes and listen to him talk soccer. So please join us at the end of this match. Watch along live as Coach breaks down this match and last weekend's match. Mm-hmm. Ask questions live. He could go on forever. So make sure you get your questions in if you have something you want to know about soccer and FC Cincinnati.
I have a question for you.
Oh, please.
Can you hear my fan?
No.
Haha. Thank God.
There you go. Subs, I know you'll be excited about this. I'm also excited about some of the signings that have come to the WSL in England. Tobin Heath and Christian Press at Man United, Alex Morgan at Spurs, Sam Ewis and our queen Rose Lavelle at Man City. There's just and they're also free to watch online too. A lot of these games, so support women's soccer, particularly in England. We got a lot of America's best playing over there.
If you want to watch Tobin Heath and Christian Press, sign up for the MUTV app.
That as well.
That's I think $4 a month, and they air all the women's games.
Yeah,
they may not be live, but
I know most of women's games in the WSL are on. It's called the FA Player, so it's on the English Football Association, FA.com. They have the FA Player. I watched the last 2 Spurs women's games in that app, and they've been free. You just have to create an account. So I think a couple games will be on like broadcast exclusive if they're big, but for most of the games you can watch on there. So please do so. So Subs, we've had a bit of a boring first half, as you mentioned. Is there a change that you think we can make going into the second half that can change this game?
I would bring on Kubo. The question is for who?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're asking me, I'm probably subbing him on for Joe Zhao.
Interesting.
Zhao on a yellow.
Yeah, that's true.
With a really reckless tackle that probably could have been a red card.
Mm-hmm.
You're also got a short turnaround. Again, you got a match this weekend, and he's been doing a lot of running. So if it's me, I'm bringing off Zhao for Kubo. Probably, if he's not doing anything spectacular somewhere in the next 10 minutes of this half, I pull him off for Kubo.
Yeah, I definitely
Kubo can play on the right.
Yeah, I mean he can play on the right in a front 3. Absolutely.
And this is thank you, Tom. I'm going to read this tweet for Ken from Ken Hetker.
We'll talk about the villains when they can do better than barely avoiding relegation.
Ken Hetker on Twitter says, if I'm Yop, I tell Giao to cut inside a couple times to keep defenders honest, not creating enough space for himself when he's always going down the sideline.
You want to know my biggest takeaway from this half? Where the hell was Alan Cruz? You know, we've been expecting him to be awesome, and we've been screaming for him to start. That first 45 minutes did not get it done.
That's true.
I just kind of felt he was off. I need to see more from him this half. Sorry,
Todd, you'll get your Coke. You're good, Brad. Todd, you'll get your call-in number when Talking Tactics with Coach Brad Gough starts immediately after the game.
Right here on this very stream. You won't even have to leave, Todd.
You don't even have to go anywhere. Just sit nice and comfy. We're coming to you.
He wants to give his Todd takes, guys.
Absolutely. Well, Todd, you will have your chance to give your hot Todd takes when Coach takes over the stream, and you're just left with the dulcet tones of Coach Gough and Nick Superlane. It's going to be really great.
I barely talk in that show.
Aston Villa. So I thought it was Aston Villa. He's in L.A.
I'm about to say there's
Nick.
plenty.
Sorry,
Aston Villa is an incredible support in the United States. I'll give them that.
Yeah, Todd, you're my favorite guy named Todd.
You would have missed this, but I've already I already put that comment up to when you arrived to kind of gas you up. But it's okay.
See,
you don't have to pay attention to our stream. It's fine.
It's dangerous when you give me privilege.
Subs, we can
look at this thing.
We can log him out, right?
Man, look at this. I just got this new boom arm, and it moves more than I thought. Oh man!
I'm about to say you can do a whole bunch of stuff with it.
Pretty amazing, huh?
Well, you know, I haven't really had the place to do it, and doing these watch-alongs, I was trying to sit way too forward in my chair, and it just hurt. So I just got like a little folding table right here. So I don't have like decorations like you guys,
Yeah.
No, there's no place for me to put decorations really. The only spot is like if I would put a jersey. Right. I would love that.
Do a scarf rack.
Yeah, I'm really,
scarf rack actually wouldn't look bad there.
Yeah, I think my wife would probably have some issues. What I would love is a signed Barry Larkin jersey. Like that's the number one thing that I've wanted forever is a signed like white 1990s Barry Larkin jersey framed. That would be my dream.
I should. I'm going to show you something here real quick, Brad. Hang tight.
Like, people talk about your idols, and maybe you guys put your favorite sports idol growing up. Barry Larkin was mine. It wasn't even close. I need one of those. Hold my bourbon. Yeah, do you just put a bourbon here in a sippy cup? I mean, this thing, you can't see it, Todd, but it's got like a clip to hold the mic, and you can get some big ones. You've seen those Yetis that are that big, the snowballs? Be perfect for you. What is that?
Can you read it?
Hold on. Let me make you the big here, Subs. How do I make you the big screen?
Click on the person in the top left on my.
Okay. Solo layout. Okay. Anthony Munoz. Yep. Got it. That's pretty cool.
Yep. So that's probably from an autograph standpoint, the biggest. Oh, I do have one other thing.
I got to meet Barry Larkin and was it I got to meet Barry, Byron, and what was their third brother's name? What was the third Larkin brother?
Byron?
No, it was Byron, Barry.
Steven?
Steve. I thought it was Steven. And I got to meet them at the CVG airport one time. That was pretty cool. Because my dad's a huge Xavier guy. So he was like, Byron. And I'm like, Dad, that's Barry. He's like, no, Byron's right there. It's like, Barry's right there too.
An autographed picture of Brandon Tate.
What do you do with that thing?
It's literally just sitting on the shelf. You can't even see it.
I'm just joking. I don't think I've got a Luke Kuechly autographed jersey that I got last year in an auction. That was pretty cool.
No.
Now, especially he was retired. I didn't know that was going to happen.
All right, I am back.
You're late. We're 30 seconds in.
Obviously, I'm at 4:20 basically. But we are officially, all of us are now back.
Be right back in the FaceTime Subs. I don't know, Todd. If you butter me up with some of that bourbon, I can always share a link, man.
Don't.
That's a foul. He just grabbed him. Oh, Todd, I'm on a list. I'm picking it up Saturday. It is called. It's just a local thing here. Let me find it.
So Subes has got his fan. He's all comfy.
I'm feeling better now. I'm actually to a point now where I'm getting chilly.
Oh, look at you. Moving on up.
Fan is on the lowest setting too. I'm like, man.
Jubilee Northside Distillery. Jubilee single barrel bourbon. I'm getting like one of the first bottles from one of the.
Where is this where is this distilled?
Northside Distilling.
It's in Ohio. You can't. That's not bourbon.
You can make bourbon and call it bourbon anywhere. It has to be made with the correct ingredients, sir.
Right, but 97% of bourbons are made in Kentucky. So
that's always what you want to see from your center back 2 minutes into the second half is getting a yellow for
that's
a guy.
It's not what you want. That's not what you like. All right, so now FC Cincinnati has 2 players on a yellow. We'll see if that comes back to play.
Wow.
Not a good giveaway.
That's your DP right there.
Again, way too far out of the box. That needs to be Cruz. Or if it is Lacadia, Cruz has got to be that second option.
To be fair, Gutman came in, drifted inside to get the ball, and then Lacadia filled the space. You want a player who fills in the space. Yes, the turnover was really bad. And that's not where you want him to be, but some plays you get guys who drift wide to fill in where they need to. His positioning wasn't the problem; it was his dribbling.
Excuse me. Yeah, Philly definitely with a lot of energy the first 3 minutes of this half.
Hopefully, we can tire them out.
So my second sub is probably.
So if you do Kubo for Jow, you're saying then your second sub would be.
I hate to do it because he's such a rock there, but now that he's on a yellow, you might consider taking out Waston.
Do you bring on, for
Van der Werf. Or put Pedersen in the middle and put Van der Werf on the other side. Because Kendall is also prone to.
Well, then having your center back who's trying to win every aerial duel in the box on a yellow is a tough position to be in. Certainly.
Yeah, he's a professional though. You gotta trust him. I mean, are you
subbing
him or what?
No. I understand what you mean, but I don't blame Subes for the thought. I think it's a decent idea. Nah. I mean, how many? Because I remember there was one game in particular. Wasson had 2 yellows in a game last season.
All I'm going to say is, look who's refereeing the match. You never know.
That's a very good point. That's a very, very good point.
They haven't worn these blue kits very much.
No, I think that's by design.
Like they just haven't had a whole lot of home games.
I don't think they look bad actually.
I can't stand the shoulder stripes.
Yeah, that's like I think it looks worse on other jerseys.
Oh no, I don't know if we're the worst in them, but we're close.
Go. Make a move, Conway. We just don't move. FC Cincinnati just does not move fast enough on the break. Especially, they don't always have numbers, but like even when they do have numbers, they're just so slow on the ball and they don't make decisions and they allow teams like the Union to catch back up and then their advantage is gone.
I'm watching this breakaway right now.
Ooh.
Dead.
You just tackled him or you just chucked him in the arm there, Lacadia. No idea, but I do know that the NWSL matchup was on.
It was Chicago Sky Blue, right?
Was it?
They got
CBS,
nearly 500,000.
Yeah, they got Cincinnati was like the fourth market or something.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro 0-0, bud, not missed much.
I will say, because Cincinnati ended their streaming deal with Flow, and they are streaming their games directly on their website.
Ooh.
And if you're out of the market, you're on ESPN Plus. Neither streaming platform really cares that much to put out viewership numbers, so it's probably not going to be a thing you hear about.
You only hear about it if it's good.
Right.
If it's incredibly good, yes, you will hear about it. Otherwise, if it's just fine or above average, you're not going to hear about it. Yeah. I mean, Netflix doesn't tell you how many people watch a certain movie until like 8 months later. So, and even then, you're like, how long did they actually watch it? You know what I mean? It's not like Nielsen ratings on TV anymore. It's very tough.
Both of these teams, it's like give it away when you get it to the opponent's, final third, and then break away till you reach their final third, and then give it right back, and then it's just like,
oh my goodness,
this game is like the games have not been played in the box. It's really been played like
it's all
at the start of both.
Giveaway.
Horrible.
Just all in the midfield third.
Bad.
That chess ball went 30 yards.
Neither one of these teams is like looking worth a darn right now.
This screams a 0-0 draw.
Right.
See, sometimes they have a couple decent passes to start a breakaway, and then people just dribble around in circles.
I have to say, man, it's been a congested schedule. It's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
They're playing on turf midweek.
I said how many matches was it? 6 or 8 of the season. Yeah. They're all within the next 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So
would they play 3 more midweek games?
I think so. Yeah.
Like, I tell you, man, this just reminds me of like every Thursday night football game in the NFL. Like, it's always the worst one.
You just get 4 days of rest, and you're like, slogging through it.
That's why I was shocked, but
you got to get the playoffs.
Stom doesn't really have any options. Like, honestly, it's a shame for Jimmy's sake that he's been hurt this year, because he could have had a lot of minutes. I'm not saying like he's the best player to be doing it, but there's nobody else.
That's also, and you would think too that loaning out McCabe was potentially a mistake with Makocho and Barrial still not able to join the team.
Yeah, and we haven't even heard. I mean, at least we believe Makocho is going to be in practice by this weekend.
Right. But even then,
we've heard that.
We've only had 6 subs the last.
Nothing on Barrial.
You know?
Oh yeah, like I don't expect much, if anything, from Barrial or Makocho.
Not this season.
Looks. Are they going to VAR?
I mean, those were clearly future
What's going on there?
Decisions for 2021.
What's going on here? It's
got to be an injury, right?
Have a limited squad.
The heave is upon a young. What?
And then
somebody's down. What's going on here? People who can hear the audio.
I guess I'll just stop talking because I can't see it.
I think a fan ran out onto the field.
Right.
Wait, really?
Or at least looks like the ref told him to get off the field.
Wait, what's going on?
There's a guy down.
Someone's down for
whoever hit the cross in.
It looked like I think it's. Come on. It looks like it's their right back. I think. Matt Real looks like he's coming in. Who's 26? Let me see who 26 is.
Yeah, he is down in the corner.
Maybe I think it's Ray Gaddis, 28.
Yeah, that's their starting right back.
Yeah.
So
this kid coming on though is dangerous. Matt Real, I want to say he was the captain at a U20 World Cup.
He's got a lot of promise.
Yeah.
One of their 7 home run players.
Brad, that I would, if it was me, and you're not seeing what you needed to out of Zhao, that you need to sub him for Kubo.
Zhao for Kubo?
Yeah.
He's
on a yellow.
Right.
And you need him.
He's been running a lot, and you're going to need him this weekend in New York.
Right.
Who else? Kubo's got to come on.
Yeah,
you need some sort of attacking presence. He's the only attacker.
I think it's going to be for Alan Cruz, hands down. I think the 60th minute, you're going to see a Kubo for a Cruz swap. I think that one's written in pen. I mean,
Kubo for Cruz, no?
Yeah, I'm going for Cruz. It's just purely on a.
It would not put. I would not put it past the op Stom to bring on Kubo again in the midfield.
Yeah, there's there's really one attacking player, and out of all the players on the field, Cruz is the player that I see least likely going 60 minutes. Plus, he's not doing anything. There's nothing coming from Alan Cruz right now. So,
well, you can.
It's. I think it's more like heading into this game, they knew off the bat Cruz is going to give you 60 minutes. Like, that's your goal, Alan. Give us 60 minutes, build up some fitness. We have 10 matches to go after this. We're going to need you. We can't risk having you going 90 minutes and getting another muscle injury like he's so famous for. So I honestly think that's what's going to be. There's really nothing Stom can do. The only thing Stom, I think, could do is switch to like a 4-3-3 and move Hagelin to right back. That would be I think that would be his only tactical switch he could do.
You could take off a center back and bring on Kubo and have Zhao drop as a right back.
Man, if only we had some quality in the final third.
What? Well, I guess you could.
That's what I mean. That's another.
Hey, corner.
But
and it's on the other side.
I don't think it'll happen.
I think you're more likely to see Hagelin at a right back.
No, I agree with you. I was just saying that's another option. We won't see it because that's too.
Cruz has had 12 of 16 passing.
Oh, that is tough. If you have less passing in the midfield than Jurgen Locadia, that's
just pretty much just next to no impact.
Yeah. Well, I would say Frankie's probably in a similar position.
Oh, look at this rugby scrum at the goal line. Oh, my God.
He's trying for it again.
You know, why not?
Oh. All right, let me see. He got 2 clearances, 2 tackles. I mean, Cruz is just
Oh, that was near post. Blake was there.
Yeah.
He is no
But say if you're going to Olympico, you have to go far post.
Yeah, whereas Cruz was 12 of 16, Amaya's 21 of 25. So 84% more effect.
I have to
interceptions 4, tackles 2 of 2. So
I think y'all have convinced me that corner looked like a attempt at goal.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's you hit it with pace, you hit it hard and high.
I think
one of your trees can maybe get to it. If not, maybe it scrambles through the box.
You have to go far post though. You have to make the keeper think that there's someone on the back post going for a header.
How is that not he better show a card.
I want to know how Coach can be on our Slack giving notes, but he can't be on the watch along.
Well, you can ask him that when he hops in here a little bit later.
No, man, I gotta write a
another
wonderful player rating.
Did Bedoya just clothesline Frankie?
It was a high boot.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah, that's an obvious yellow. Thank you.
I always hate when I see players just do an untimely late sliding challenge like that. It just makes me
my
cringe.
gosh. The graphic says Alejandro Montero.
Yeah, that ain't it.
Is that on ESPN Plus?
Yeah. Well, no, I have the FCC broadcast.
Oh, you do? You have Star 64. It does. I see it now.
This is Alejandro Montero.
Oh, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. That's bad. That's real bad.
Oh, man.
Oh.
He only played for the U.S. men's national team.
Like 100 times.
Alejandro who?
Won a gold
It's Bedoya.
Oh, Bedoya. No. Okay.
It's Bedoya.
I knew that. Yeah.
But they had Alejandro Montero.
So they had Hamero, Montero, and Alejandro Bedoya mixed up. Got it.
That is.
I'm trying to cycle between stat sites, so I'm trying to listen. But,
do better, Start 64. Just do a little better.
I'll tell you what, we are extremely blessed with the coverage that FC Cincinnati
you are absolutely right.
over the last 5 years. I mean,
you're absolutely right.
I'm really kind of scared when this new TV deal comes along with how like they're get in.
Thank you.
Yeah, you stay down in that goal, sir.
I can't wait to find out what he's talking about.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why it's so hard to pause the game.
I don't have DVR right now down here.
Oh.
I've been taking my DVR from upstairs and play. And
well, you're asking for Alan Cruz to do something. That's a decent ball.
Is your D.
That's
very good.
You
ball.
need to put that in the goal. That is a negative rating in my power rankings.
Is your DP right there?
From
point blank range. From point blank range.
How many times
you've got to make Andre Blake make a save? The dude is a train wreck waiting to happen.
Have you seen Locadia miss that chance? It's like 4 or 5 now, or 3 or 4. I know it's coming in fast. I know the ball's coming in fast. It's a tough angle. We're not professional soccer players. But if you're going to be worth $10 million, I think you have to get that on goal. Right? That's not too harsh, right, Sue?
Who's the card on?
I think it was a Medellin, and it was just kind of a sloppy tackle.
He did kind of push him.
Bruh.
You're a DP.
Well, I'm glad that the Locadia debate's going to continue for another week. That's going to be fun.
Why do you try and hit that with your outside foot?
Well, I feel like the angle actually is more difficult on your right.
I think it is.
The ball's coming
on your
far,
right,
so you have to go. Yeah, it's going. If you try to hit it right, you're hitting it on the outside.
Flick.
If you're hitting it with your left, you could hit it on the inside. He just mishit it, and the angle was poor, and it went wide instead of going in.
Mama Soups, what's up?
Jimmy would have put that in his current condition.
This is like where King Koenig would just have scored like so many goals.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta put those away. Those are the chances you come to the club to score from. Alan Cruz had a good ball. Yeah, it was coming in fast. It's a tight angle.
That just hurt my arm so bad. What I just did there.
Oh my God!
Did he have another miss? Yeah. Tell me he didn't have another miss.
It was much better. That hurt.
Come on.
Here's Alan. Is it Alan Cruz again? Alan Cruz? No. Okay, so there's deflection and then Locadia. Yeah. Okay. That's not as bad. That's a shot outside the box and
just put it on the frame.
I got tears coming out of my eyes right now.
It's not nearly as heinous as the shot from 2 yards away.
You're a DP striker.
Put
it on frame.
That's his third or fourth shot of the match, I think.
Yeah, he had one in the first half that he didn't put on frame either.
Right. I mean, those outside the box shots are.
Look, he is a designated player.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with you. I just think that one's not
his job is to score goals, and he's getting paid a lot of money.
Did you not hear me discuss all of that on the last missed opportunity?
Yerski, I had surgery, fat pal.
Whoa,
surgery, pal.
That also, yes, but those are also both of those things can happen at the same time. You can be old and also have shoulder surgery.
Oh, fudge, man.
I mean, look.
Well, like he did that, and I went like, oh, and I went, oh.
No, it's once again another performance where if Locadia is only going to get 5 shots a game, he's going to have to be more clinical with them. He has to be.
Yep, I agree, Matt.
You know what we should have done? We should have kept Kai Kamara.
Hell yeah.
He would have finished that last one.
That's what we should have done.
Was a slam dunk, like
we should have kept
for your first year or two. Kai Kamara would have been a great play for FC Cincinnati versus Fernando Adi.
To get him in a expansion draft. You kidding me?
You are getting high like Brian right now, buddy.
You kidding me? You kidding me?
You got to stop showering that Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo, buddy.
No more tangles.
I gotta keep this. I gotta keep the baby powder. I gotta keep this baby face going.
Another bad giveaway.
Oh, dude.
Absolutely, just a little like keyboard.
Oh my God.
Subes, I'm gonna need your help doing March and Match Day tomorrow.
I'll help you.
don't even know what to say anymore.
You're doing a Martial match day tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a real nice guy actually
For New York.
Yeah, no, I can do it, Clay. I just play Andres Soto.
But to say, if you want somebody, I got you.
Let me see.
I'm a jack of all trades.
How does this keep happening? Ugh. You think Maddox finishes one of those? Yes, I do.
I don't think he does.
Get out. Maddox is a good player.
I've seen 15 different shots he had one-on-one with the goalkeeper where he just hits the post or goes
Kubo
wide.
coming in for Vasquez? All right. I can get on with this.
Yeah, I expect
he plays up top, but watch him put Cruz up top and Kubo in midfield.
If that happens, we'll have to leave this.
I'm telling you, this is what's gonna happen.
I will. Oh,
I'm telling you,
Brad, don't do this to me. If Stom does that, I will have an aneurysm live on this stream.
Here's what's gonna happen.
I'm gonna perform. I'm gonna get my heart rate monitor on my watch going just to see what happens here. Yeah, all right. My main man, Brandon Vasquez, didn't get to do a whole lot tonight. Didn't perform really well, so he gets off. Understandable. Kubo comes in. Please play as a forward. I swear to God.
What was that?
He looks like he's. Well, oh man! Wow.
Don't do this to me.
No, you're fine.
Stop.
You're fine. Whoa.
Careful there, Brad.
Did I just punch the table?
Why are you punching the table with a bad shoulder? What are you doing, man?
Didn't try to.
Oh, what?
Yeah, did you see that slide tackle?
Yes.
It's a nice helicopter look, though. He's like, it's like one of those like where you fall, but like you try to make like a cool little turn to like play it off.
I'm trying to I put the graphic up a moment ago. I think it was Nick Lipowicz. He says, "Is any other MLS team getting less out of their DPs?"
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, right now.
I mean, last year we had Addy, and this year we've had Kubo, Cruz,
Addy and Cruz. This year we've got Cruz. Kubo.
Cruz wasn't a DP until the season.
No, he was a young.
No, he was a young DP last year.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Cruz. Regardless, Cruz was decent last year. Comparatively to FC Cincinnati, he was great. This year he's been seemingly injured most of the time.
I'll give you not all of their DPs are struggling, but I will give you the Galaxy with Chicharito. He hasn't done
that is very good. Now, yeah, that's a very good call.
You could say
has he even played since like the first week or two?
He's played.
He's back now.
Playing?
He's just not doing anything.
I have not watched any other game outside of FC Cincinnati.
He missed the end most of the Orlando tournament. Got injured again back here in the States, back in LA, and just returned, I believe.
See, you would think that like with not going to games, I'd be able to watch more soccer, but honestly, I'm watching less now because I'm having to do I'm having to watch, I watch these games, then I do the player ratings afterwards.
Yeah.
Then I'm doing like a March to match day or two a night. All of a sudden it's like, 4 nights a week.
And you're wanting to watch Spurs.
Our soccer. Yeah. And then I want to watch Spurs Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or whatnot. And like, all of a sudden my wife's like, hey, I'm over here. Yeah. You remember when soccer was gone, how nice that was?
Nick, I know they still have Pavone, so that's why I said it's not to the extent of us, but they aren't getting what they were paying for Chicharito. That's for sure.
Nick, do you live out there?
I will say, when you play your DP forward in the midfield, I can't imagine why he's not scoring goals and creating assists.
Right.
Is he in the midfield now?
I'm not saying today particularly.
I think it almost looks like Cruz and Kubo are playing underneath Locadia right now.
I think Locadia is the only forward you have. I think you almost kind of have like a diamond midfield, but I haven't seen too much in possession, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, but grew up in Anderson. Nice. Is it smoky out there right now, Nick, or is it like pleasant? Like I've seen some photos of some stuff from.
Yeah, hopefully the air quality is decent for y'all because that's been really tough. What is Kubo doing with that tackle?
All right.
What's your next move if you're Stom, guys?
I don't think he makes one.
Could bring on Stenko for.
Yeah, maybe.
Frankie, maybe.
Yeah, I think I think his 2 moves off the bench would be like if maybe a center back goes down or something.
That's what I want to see.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure he touches the center back because you just don't want to mess with the defense when they've been pitching a shutout 70-some minutes in. I think it's probably like a Garza and a Stenko maybe, but probably just Garza.
Last time we'll see Brandon Aronson on the in Cincinnati.
Yes, definitely in Cincinnati.
Unless we play him in the playoffs, but it would not be a home game.
With other subs coming, I mean, there's no subs. Tyler,
I'm calling it now. Stom doesn't make any other substitutions. I don't see it.
I'm
calling it.
I think maybe
I don't
Garza,
agree with it. I think it's a terrible idea, but I can see it happening.
I could see maybe like if it. See, I think he probably tries to, if it's 0-0, if they go down in the next 8 minutes, I think you see Cruz come off for Garza. Garza goes to left back and Gutman goes wide. And maybe you try to play like almost like a
they'll make a sub
4-4-2 or something like that.
They will make a sub in the stoppage time. And my guess is it will be Vanderver for Hagelin like it was this past weekend.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Hagelin
they made
was
that sub
ramping like crazy.
Right.
That's why.
Right.
He had to come out. But like, I just don't see.
If you're at 0-0 and you're trying to get out of here with a point,
I think you just wait and see. Garza could come in if we go down in the next 8 minutes. If we don't go down in the next 8 minutes, I think you bring Stanko in for Cruz and you just go for the 0-0 draw.
Yeah, I think they're already going for the 0-0 draw.
Who is that too? And you're offside. Oh my God. He frustrates me so much.
Who?
Locadia.
Oh, okay. I'm about to watch it.
See, the thing is,
yeah, that was bad.
He's making runs and doing stuff. It'd be one thing if he wasn't.
It's just bad pass. Hold up,
Quit talking over one another. Can't hear you. Shut up, Clay. Let Brad talk.
It's a little bit tougher. Be nice on the young guy. He's pitching in. He's doing a valiant effort. What was I talking about now?
I stopped. Oh and now you don't remember.
Yeah, no. It's Locadia. Like it's like you love him and you hate him because you're like, yeah, okay, he's creating chances. He's not getting a ton of opportunities, and then it's like you got to finish the opportunities. So it's like I'm not ready to give up on him by any means, but it's like, damn it, dude, it's starting to become tough to defend you. Clay, you can talk now.
Now you can talk.
Oh, do I get permission now? Thank you, Mr. Suberlane. I really appreciate the opportunity to get a chance to speak on this show.
Clay, I just want our listeners to be able to hear what's being said. And when you two are talking over one another, we can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, I understand. But sometimes when we start talking at the same time, you can't quite tell that the other person's talking. But I'm glad that I've been given permission to join the show again. I appreciate it.
Oh, shit. Excuse me. Is that a bad word or not?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
So my wife is like, never mind. No, things.
We say that enough, and we're starting to get into PG-13 territory. So
yeah, he always makes sure that he does the March to Match days have to be bonus episodes, and they've got to be not mature, but something.
You just can't avoid it. You have to avoid explicit.
That was offside. Come on, call it. Oh, why would you do that? Okay, Joe Zhao just made broke like one of the number one cardinal rules of soccer. It didn't hurt us yet, but that was horrible.
What did he do?
Headed the ball right to the top of the box.
Oh, jeez. That's I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Clifford Adams with that's what she said, but I don't know what she said.
What? Wow. Why would you head it that direction?
Earski, game over yet in the Reds? I need a score update.
Yeah, let's hope.
What we need to do is we need to
Poof.
We need to give Kubo the ball, just do a set piece, top of the box. Just let him drill it. Just get him in the ball at the top of the box. Let him drill it. He'll put it in. We're just not getting him any chances at all to do well.
And we just lose the ball before we're ever in an opportunity to rip a shot. And we're not making a lot of passes to break the lines. Coach loves talking about that, but he talks about it for a reason. It's
dribble, take it, Kubo.
And then see that happens. And then we get the ball in the break, and then 8 Philadelphia Union players are already there, and then Kubo's got to dribble back.
How are the Cardinals or anybody else that we matter about Donierski?
As long as we win tonight, we have the tiebreaker on Milwaukee. That's what matters.
Right. I would like to watch the news. I need a national bees channel, please. What?
Come on.
What the?
It's really hard to watch.
Cards down 6-0, baby. Woo!
Oh, there we go.
Crosser shot.
Yeah, that was.
I can't wait to. Wow. I hope neither. Either is terrible. Lord, watching this offense is getting tough. In the last 2 matches, there has been improvement. Now, we lost to NYCFC, but you could see the progression. And then obviously, we were easily the better offensive team against Red Bulls. But we got lucky on an Olympico, but there was 2 or 3 chances that could have been goals. Tonight, oh man.
Well, we should have had 1 easily.
Yeah. There's definitely at least 1 chance that should have gone in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the thing that bums you out.
Oh my God.
I'll wait for this play to finish before I.
Man. Sergio Santos in the game.
I
see.
Oh, that was close. And that's the thing that's really frustrating with a team like this. When you get so few chances and you miss
that hit the post.
The really good ones, they make it increases the frustration.
Wow. Just a reminder for those of you watching us live, coming up at the final whistle, after we wrap things up here on this watch along, Coach Gough will be hopping in, and we will be recording an episode of Talking Tactics live, where you can ask Coach questions here in the chat, or we'll open up the phone lines as well, and you can actually call in and have your say and actually talk tactics with Coach Gough. So make sure you stay tuned immediately after this match.
Ooh, that was dirty.
We're talking tactics.
Oh, Matthew Duplan coming in for Hags.
Sure.
Those two have been battling all night.
I think Haglund and Richie need to see Frankie Fades.
Wow, see? I knew Haglund was not going to finish the match.
I don't mind this move because Duplan, we've seen when he has a little bit of space at that right center back position, get a little bit forward up the field and actually kind of he can pick his chances at times. He gets up a little bit. He's made some dangerous passes. So actually, I could see this as a substitution that does help our offense.
So I'm going to say this. Well, never mind. Haglund got subbed off last match, so it doesn't matter. Never mind. I will move on. I thought he played the full 90, even though I just said he got subbed off. So never mind.
The Plan is definitely very active in the passing game. So if anyone can maybe split a defense with a long ball, it might be him.
To the other team,
right? Hopefully.
I still believe in the Plan. I'm not ready to write him off yet. I just think there's still more there. I just do. Got a DE coming. You won't do it.
Brad knows we can't hear him, right? Because he's sitting so far away from his mic.
Dude, I'm right here.
All I hear is
talking to myself. I said I still believe in Duplan. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Okay. All right. Let me mute my mic. I said, man, I know everybody hates him right now. I still believe in him though. I still feel like there's something there that can contribute. Now that he's got the green card, I don't think that there's any urgency to get rid of him. So
we still got 2 more years left on his deal.
That's what I thought. I thought he signed a 4-year deal.
Yeah.
But we also got rid of Bertoni too. So
it's one of the longer contracts that Cincinnati has on their books from that first season, at least. a lot of those guys only had contracts for 2 years.
I mean, you could try and sell them, but
I mean,
can you sell them for profit though?
I'm not sure you're going to sell them or just be like, you feel free to leave. But I agree, Tom. This is why I do not do that in the Bailey. I get the worst looks, but it's like every time I do it, the other team scores.
Oh, that is an excellent joke.
They're piping in the Viking chant.
Wow. They are piping it in? Oh, yeah. You got to be careful with that.
Time on, let me take a look at this. Neither team has a shot on target because it's off the post, so that does not count.
Right. That's
Oh, they did it in the first half, according to Yersky.
Who did what?
Well, there's
the
always
Viking chant in the first half.
The Viking chant
at the 40-minute and 80-minute.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, basically. Which a lot of last year we did concede a lot in the last 5 minutes of the half and the last 5 minutes of the game. So,
well, we conceded a lot anywhere.
But particularly, it felt like there was always a goal right before half and right before the end of the match. That was a constant. You can almost guarantee it.
So, Yersky, you need to let me know if they're going to put in Raisel Iglesias in the 9th inning because that's going to make me nervous.
Bring on AG again.
Tell you what,
AG's been the
man.
Man.
Lorenzen. Who was it? Discofani last night. He was throwing some sauce.
And apparently Wade Miley's back, but he's going to be on rotation. He's not going to be a starter.
Did he pitch this year?
Maybe once or twice.
I honestly couldn't tell you.
All right. Last probably 10 minutes or so. Let's see if anyone can break through. Doesn't look like it.
What's Jow?
Oh, speaking of Wade Miley, Brad.
Hold on, wait. I'm trying to watch something real quick. Yeah. Sorry, that sounded really rude. I think FC Cincinnati switched formations, guys.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's more of like a 4-3-3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think
you have Jow,
not quite. Yeah, it's definitely a shift forward more with the Plan.
Well, the Plan can play
the right back.
Freaking
the
passing.
Plan can play a proper right back, and Jow can be in the top 3. Absolutely, it is. Hasn't gotten much more.
Hit it! Hit the bass!
Yeah, Kubo looks like he's playing more forward, but he's dropping back a lot. Oh, nice sparing.
What was that?
We are so indecisive on the ball.
This match is like watching Burnley versus Bournemouth.
I'm surprised Cruz is still in there.
Yeah, I kind of have to wonder if he just hasn't been getting starts, if it's not fitness, if it's something else.
Oh, here we go.
God, we dribble backwards so often.
Oh, yeah. Corner.
All right, Olympico, let's go.
Oh, in the face.
Yeah, he's gonna be on the floor for like 5 minutes.
You know, guys, I've been telling you that I really, especially if you read the power rankings, I really have loved the work of Tom Pedersen lately.
There you go.
You know what I like about him?
How do you not hear me? I'm right here.
No, I was saying you got Pedersen correct.
Okay, Pedersen. Sorry, I really love the work of Tom Pedersen. So DJ Switzer just tweeted this: 3 of 4 on tackles.
Switzer.
Who cares? You know who I'm talking about.
I think he does.
He's only one of our.
He's just one of our staff writers.
Right, DJ Switzer.
Thank you.
3 of 4 on tackles for Tom Pedersen.
There you go.
4 interceptions, 5 clearances, and then 6 recoveries, which, you know, I think a recovery is a stat that I don't give anything about, but 4 interceptions, 5 clearances, and 3 tackles. That's some good work, man. He's been doing a good job. And he doesn't do anything flashy, but I think that's just because he doesn't get out of position much. Like he does a solid job.
Is that? Oh, yeah.
Young guys, I'm here for the expert advice.
I am very happy to see at least the Reds won tonight.
I do not think either team's going to score, Abdullah.
I doubt it.
Neither one of them has had a shot on goal.
Nope. Well, if you are curious at how FC Cincinnati was able to stop a team that scored 14 goals in 6 matches, or you're wondering why FC Cincinnati still is unable to find many chances to score, please stick around for the end of the match. We're having a live version of Talking Tactics with Coach Brad Gough, produced by the one and only Nick Superling. They are going to be going right from the end of this broadcast. You don't even have to stop. You don't have to move anywhere. You just keep watching, and they're going to take over. We're going to have the phones open, the comments open. Stick around, ask the questions, have Coach ramble beautifully and wonderfully about the struggling offense. You'll probably quote Walt Whitman or something. It's going to be fantastic. So please stick around for another amazing episode of Talking Tactics at the end of this watch along.
Corner kick for
this
Philly.
Is such bad soccer to watch.
And that's why you should watch Talking Tactics, so he can tell you how bad it is.
Oh my god.
Alan Cruz down now. Yeah, he's back up. He just grabbed his back.
Oh.
Is hell getting old, brother? I sympathize.
What is he, 26?
Oh, I don't even think he's
not
that
even.
old. I think he was.
24?
If he was, he had to be. I think he's 24 because he had to be 23 last year.
Jeez,
the struggle is real, Clay.
It's like Dele Alli on All or Nothing being like, "Yeah, my hamstrings aren't what they used to be." I'm like, dude, you're 24. That's not what I want to hear you saying.
Yeah.
Is it just me? And again, I'm not trying to be super critical here.
Oh, here he goes.
Does it seem like and I know he's been injured, but does it seem like Alan Cruz is a step slower?
Yes. And I think it is because of the injuries.
He seems like he's laboring.
Yeah. Well, particularly right now.
I think he's probably tired. I don't think he's lost pace at all. I mean, we've talked about
Alan Cruz. There's a couple matches where he turned it on.
Stop. I don't think so at all. I disagree. The last, when he comes in as a sub, the first response is, "My gosh, look how dynamic he is." So I think it's just the FC Cincinnati doesn't have much going forward. He's tired now, so instead of him being the fresh one coming in late, he's tired, and the struggle's real. I mean, for 90 minutes when you have to do this stuff, there's not much going forward for FC Cincinnati. But I think it's probably tired. Has he played 90? This is probably his first 90 minutes this year, right?
I think so.
Got to be close to it.
I mean,
playing 90. Well, I guess
his big highlights of the year were the goal against New York, coming on late against
It's not bad. It's not good. It was in the net. My wife's yelling at me for yelling.
Oh my gosh.
Ow, that really hurts.
Cruz, dude, you got to sell out for that.
Well, I don't know. Sell out and get planted right in the face. Every FC Cincinnati set piece is like find Watson at the back of the back post. That's all they do.
He couldn't have gotten there, but still, man. Please get this corner over the first man.
Damn it.
Of course
not. All right. We are.
Why are you fouling in there? Why? I don't understand that. I really don't.
He went down really easy, though, to be fair.
And he gets fouled in the corner, and this free kick is taken 15 yards forward. Look where Blake's taking this kick.
Yeah, that's blank house for you. What a toss. Just 10 yards further. Jeez. And, of course, the refs don't care, because why would they?
There you go. Bad first touch. My gosh, Kubo. Come on. Come on, Kubo.
I'm just glad I don't have to write the player ratings for this.
I'm going to do it via emojis.
Is it just going to be the chocolate?
One.
Just going to be the chocolate emoji for everybody?
It's just going to be the
That'll be 10 of them or
5 of them or 3 of them.
Tom Peterson will be like, "Good job, bud."
Just like one little.
I need the click. Yeah.
The rest will be like
Caleb Zinka for Alan Cruz.
Yeah, in the 91st minute. How helpful.
Kubo. He needs to do better.
Does Stom know he can substitute earlier? Is he aware?
So he's made 2 subs?
Yeah, in 91 minutes, he's made 2 subs. He's about to make his third for.
Oh, he can't make any more anyway because it's the 3rd window.
Yeah, he's only done 1 for 1. I'm just curious if he knows he's able to sub sooner.
Does Coach know that this game's going to end in 3 minutes?
Yes. You know what this team does not have in its history?
Goals.
Besides that, even in their USL days, I don't know if they have a stoppage time winner.
Oh,
jeez! We finally have our first shot on goal, ladies and gentlemen.
just only took us 92 minutes.
Oh, that's a good save.
Actually, that might have been our second. I don't know if that one counts or not. Yeah, I don't know. I think
what a nice spin move by Locadia. Oh, that was a good shot.
It's a good save. Real good save.
Yeah, it was a good save too. Andre Blake is very good.
All right, Medellin in with the shot from the corner kick. Here we go.
Right, if there's any time for Olympico, 94th minute, let's do it.
So if you take an Olympico and like it was going on net and then the goalie like saves it, is that a shot on goal?
I think so.
Frankie, you dumbass. He just picks up so many cheap, terrible, stupid yellow cards late in matches. Like, I appreciate the hustle, but bro, you are killing us.
You got to be more tactical with your fouls. You can't just give them away.
Man, I don't know, Eric. I don't agree. Like, just careless. Sergio Santos wasn't streaking. He was done streaking.
Yeah, that's a bad foul. That's a bad foul.
I just don't love it.
It's a bad foul. He's not going in on goal. He's not on the breakaway.
That should end the game.
Yeah, it probably will.
Who's down?
Oh, that's not that bad of a... Santos sells it.
I mean, yeah. Cleared out, dude.
And Guido just...
Oh, now Frankie Maya's down.
Goes for it.
I don't think Frankie got more of it. He got the worst of it.
Cheese. Yeah, and Santos sold it. That's for sure.
The break was already stopped. He was going backwards.
Yeah, it doesn't stop the break.
So we're past the stoppage time.
Yep.
Yeah, any second now, I imagine.
Man, I should.
Well, there'll be some added time because of the last minute.
Daggone it. I had that.
Well, Stanko has the proof that he played. He's in the book. So
did he really get a yellow card?
No, I don't think he got a yellow. I just think it was a foul.
Okay, I hope not. Jeez, that'd be terrible.
Game.
They blow a whistle?
Yep.
All right. Well, I don't need to talk through the last 30 seconds of this. FC Cincinnati records their 4th 0-0 draw at Nippert Stadium of the 2020 crazy season. 1 point against the second best team in the league, Philadelphia Union. Brad, the better twin Weigel, having watched 95 odd minutes or so of this game, how are you feeling?
I learned exactly nothing this game. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
It's a point. I don't know if it's 2 points dropped or 1 point gained. I feel like if FC Cincinnati was going to steal a win that they needed come the end of the year, this was going to be that match, and they didn't get it done. They played a Philly team at their absolute weakest, tired, exposed, and they did nothing to force them to do anything. It was just bad.
Subs, are you feeling just as deflated?
Yep. I mean, I want to see goals, man. I don't like these 0-0s. Can you imagine if there were fans in the stands for these 4 home matches to walk away with 4 draws and no goals? Oh my goodness.
What it seems we've scored scored 1 goal. No, 2 goals. We scored 2 goals since leaving Orlando. Is this with our 6th game? 5th game?
We haven't scored a goal at home.
We have not. We've played, I think, 7 games at this point, maybe. And yeah, no goals at home. Only 2, one of which resulted in a win. The other one was a 2-0 loss. Yeah, I wanted to take an optimistic angle. It's hard to. Brad mentioned often draws are either, 2 points lost or a point gained. But in this situation, yeah, Philadelphia looked worse. And we had opportunities throughout the game. We had a couple pretty clear-cut chances that just didn't get into the back of the net. It's hard to see another result like that and feel good. You can tell yourself, it's a great team. We got the point. You can tell yourself, look, we gave up 75 goals last season. A 0-0 draw against a good team is better than what we've seen. But I think Subs is right. You see this week in and week out. Where is the progression? Where is that improvement? It's harder to find.
Yeah, this match definitely harder to find. I think I'm more just disappointed because it was, talking about this match. We wanted to see a midfield that had Medina and Amaya and Cruz all together and see what they could do to shift this team going forward. And we didn't see it. We didn't see it. And hey, there he is.
Howdy.
Breaking this down, big guy.
Right.
So for people who are still watching, please stick around. We're about to transition into a live show of Talking Tactics with Coach Brad Gough. It's so exciting.
First ever live show.
Ever live show. You can comment. Subs is going to open up the phone lines. You can ask questions about this game. You can ask what a double pivot is. You can ask about overlapping center backs. You can do whatever you want. Ask
overlapping center backs.
We're going Sheffield United up in here. You can ask whatever you want. He's got a great show. He's probably going to quote Walt Whitman or somebody as an incredibly intricate intro that's going to line up perfectly with the topic of the day. Please stick around. I'm going to, start the transition here now. Coach, how are we feeling? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. I heard a bit of the last of what Brad was saying there at the end of the match, and I feel kind of the same. You come into this match nervous that you're going to get pummeled by one of the best teams in the East. So you say you end up with a draw. You're like, okay, but then you actually watch the match and you think, man, the team had a lot of opportunities. A couple players just did not play well. I didn't feel like Zhao had one of his best games. Some things like that. So I'm interested to kind of get into it with some of the listeners here and see if we can break this down together.
Well, we're going to clear the runway for you. I think on behalf of myself and
let me add one thing in here real quick.
Oh, please go ahead, Subs.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm in another soccer Slack, and a Philly fan just sent me a message that says, Jesus Christ, Subs, you watch that blank every week.
Yes, we do.
I just thought I would throw that in there.
And now you're gonna podcast about it for another week.
That's right.
On that, we're gonna leave the studio for the lovely Coach Brad Gough and Nick Suberling.
Thanks for hosting, Clay.
Absolutely, thank you for having me. On behalf of Bradley, the better twin Weigel, and your replacement host, please stay safe, have a good one, and enjoy Talking Tactics with Coach Brad Gough.
Fun times.
Is it?
Well, it's interesting. It's fun to be on the air live. I'm excited about this. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Do you have your quote ready?
I do. I'm ready to go. We can just, when you're recording, you let me know and I'll open and we'll see if we can get some of these fans listening in interacting and figure out if we know how to do this or not.
All right, I'm ready, sir.
All right. The eminent poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow once wrote, "We judge ourselves by what we feel capable of doing, while others judge us by what we have already done. FCC is more than capable of a scoreless draw. Let's judge them together." Hey, everybody. Welcome into Talking Tactics with Coach Gough. I am Coach Brad Gough, and this is a show where I'm not sure I feel capable, but I may already be done. Now, always capable of being judgmental, you just heard him. Here with me tonight is Nicholas J. Suberling. Subs, how are you doing on this almost fine evening?
Coach, what's happening? That was an interesting 90 minutes, to say the least. So interesting to see how you're going to break it down.
Yeah, I think fine is the applicable word. It was fine. There were some okay things. It created some chances. We're trying something new tonight, which is cool. We're coming straight off of watching the match. I'm jumping right here behind the mic with you guys for a live Talking Tactics. Some of you might even be watching live right now. Others are listening to this on the podcast. I'm going to hopefully take some questions, give you guys my thoughts immediately following this match. If you are watching live, thanks for joining me. Make sure you get those questions in the chat, and Subs and I will see if we can get to them. Now, keep in mind, I haven't had time to process stats or hit the film room as I love to do, so you're getting my first impressions here. And speaking of first impressions, if this is your first impression of Talking Tactics, please head on over to Twitter or Instagram and give me a follow. I am at FC Cincy Tac Talk. And as always, you can drop me a note at Cincy Soccer Talk or in the electronic mail slots, feedback at CincinnatiSoccerTalk.com. So now let's get this thing started. Alan Cruz is alive. He lives. And we got the chance to see him play in a midfield with Amaya and Harris Medunjanin. And we were excited to begin the match, at least I was, just to see what it was like. It looked to be, in the beginning, a double pivot as the team went forward with Amaya and Harris Medunjanin sitting behind Cruz. And then defending, I thought it looked like Cruz drops deeper alongside Medunjanin, and kind of Cruz and Amaya flanked Medunjanin defensively. I think this is a decent situation for that midfield because it utilizes Cruz energy to flip to like a number 10 offensively and drop back defensively into like that more of like a number 8 position. And, in the beginning of the match, through the first 10 minutes, FCC was slightly pipping possession, and Locadia was getting a ton of touches. It seemed to me like Jurgen Locadia was dropping way deep, almost like a number 10 defensively. And actually, even though he's getting a lot of touches, I don't really like this type of setup because since he's not starting high up against the center backs and checking in to receive the ball, that means he's receiving the ball standing still, which makes it easy to guard him, right? I thought the team showed a touch of pressing, especially when they first turned the ball over. And if you want to know why I thought that, I think Keon Harris Medunjanin, he's playing the number 6. He's not super mobile, but yet every time on a turnover, you saw him charging up the field, trying to get in the grill of that Philadelphia midfield and not let them out. And that worked through about 10 minutes. But after about the 10th minute, Philly really turned it up and they started dominating possession. And they had 61% of it through the first half. I'm not sure if it was a physical game, but there were 3 Philly players in the first 20 minutes who went down hurt. And Joseph Claude Zhao was on a yellow card inside of 19 minutes. I do think that FC Cincinnati played pretty well defensively. In fact, through 30 minutes, Philadelphia did not have a single touch inside the FCC box or in zone 14, which if you're watching on the podcast, I'm going to show you. That's zone 14, right outside the top of the box there, right? So the other thing is about this, though, is FC Cincinnati didn't have touches there either. So really set up to be just kind of a game in the middle of the park. And through 30 minutes, if you asked me to predict the score, I probably would have said 0-0. Unfortunately, that doesn't help me in the Growler Cup because you have to submit those before the game starts. They always like to try to hinder us guys who like to break down the match as it's happening by making us guess the score before the game starts, I do think that one interesting note that I was making in the first half is that the Philadelphia left back and Mbaizo was really running like step for step with Joe Zhao. It was a really good battle. And Mbaizo kind of felt like he had Zhao's number and it started to really get physical. And in fact, in the first half, Zhao led the team in unsuccessful touches. Which is not normal, right? We usually see Zhao really blow him past his man. We didn't see that a lot. And in fact, that was kind of that indicative of how uneventful that first half was. There were no shots on goal, not even really any half chances. SEC didn't even earn a corner kick or any free kick in any sort of a dangerous spot until like the 45th minute. You know what I think? I think that FCC needs a player that can burst forward with the ball through the lines, dribble the ball through the lines. Right now, they're trying to move it passing, which is a bit too slow, or they're trying to transition with a long ball. You know, Gutman tries to dribble through those lines, but he doesn't have great control. Frankie just seems reluctant to do it, and they just don't have another player. Madunyanen's not that kind of guy. I don't know if Makocho is going to be that kind of guy. He has the energy. Could Cruz do it? I don't know. But right now, there's nobody on this team who seems willing to pick the ball up in the defensive third and dribble it into the middle third, or pick the ball up in the middle third and dribble it into the attacking third. You know, the long balls, they weren't working at all. And they were trying to hit long balls to Vasquez, and Vasquez had a game low, not FCC, game low 11 touches in the first half. The Philadelphia goalkeeper, facing 0 shots on goal from FC Cincinnati, had more touches than Vasquez. And I think that's it's because of what I said about Locadia starting way too low. He is starting so low that the center backs can key on Vasquez. It's the same thing that was happening to Locadia when the other teams or when we were playing Cruz up top or some other guy up top, Regaton up top, and the center backs could key on him. You know, ultimately in that first half, the biggest disappointment for me was the aforementioned Alan Cruz. He didn't really make an impact. He only had 22 touches. He was 8 of 12 passing. You know, one really interesting stat of that 8 of 12, though, is Alan Cruz in the first half. Maybe this is kind of showing what his intent is, but he had 0 backward passes. You know, one thing where I'm always trying to make an impact while I'm watching these FCC matches at home is my beer fridge. Tonight, I am drinking a Haterade. Look at that. It doesn't even look like a beer. It's a Haterade Fruit Punch by Listerman Brewing Company. And, you know, I feel like it's interesting because I thought it'd be really disgusting because fruit beers aren't my thing, but it's like, it's not super sweet. It doesn't punch you in the mouth, and it's pretty well balanced. I think I'm going to go ahead and give it a solid 3 out of 5. I don't know that I would buy it again, but it's kind of refreshing and I don't mind it. You know, to see that beer review and to get all my soccer content, make sure you check me out on Twitter or Instagram at FC Cincy Tac Talk. And make sure you check out the YouTube page, youtube.com/Cincinnati Soccer Talk, where you can view our video podcasts and the instructional videos that I create explaining some of these tactics. And if you have a request for one of those videos or any questions, send it on over to feedback@cincinnati-soccertalk.com. So I have some questions here in the chat, so I'm going to try to get to a couple of these. Basically, you have Joseph Duncan saying that he's thrilled to get a point against one of the hottest teams in the MLS, which I kind of agree. I can see that. You know, like I said, when I first popped on here, if I'm looking at this match in the beginning of the game and you tell me you get a point, I'm pretty excited about that. I was legitimately nervous about this Philadelphia team. I'm not sure when we're going to get the new players in, as Clifford Adams asks, but I was just talking about a guy who could dribble the ball between the lines or through the lines. Maybe Barreal is that guy. I've been really impressed with the film that I've seen on Barreal. And you know, I don't know if he's the kind of guy who's going to pick the ball up deep, though. What I've seen of him pretty much has him receiving the ball in the final third already. I'm going to go ahead and get to the second half now and talk a little bit, and then we'll see if we can get some of the other questions. I will note here Clifford Adams with the Listerman, the classic, because I review a lot of Listerman beers on here because I do think it's one of the best craft breweries in town and the first craft brewery in town. It's where I started my beer brewing adventures at Listerman. So I like that place. You know, we opened up the second half, Jaap Stam did, with no changes. I think there were no changes in personnel or tactics. You know, I did hear at halftime that the refs were talking about being on the lookout, thinking somebody was going to do something stupid. So they were itchy, and they had already warned Waston that he was, you know, towing the line. And sure enough, first thing, bam, first whistle was Waston, gave him a yellow for his first foul of the second half. I don't know if that was, Guido trying to send a message or what. But it was interesting to me. And luckily, these early yellow cards didn't really change anything for FC Cincinnati down the stretch. After the opening first few minutes of the second half, I thought FC Cincinnati was really on their heels, but then they started to grow into possession and started to find some time in the final third. But to illustrate how much this team struggles with the final ball, take a look no further than in the 57th minute when Harris Medunjanin hits a really good long ball from kind of the left half space to the right over to Jough. And Jough has tons of time to cross. If you go back and watch that play, look at the runners in the box. It is 3v3, and there's some players in a great positions. Jough has so much time to cross, fires it across, and his teammates don't even have a chance because he hits the first man in the box, that front player. The other thing, though, is FCC created another opportunity right after that. If you're like a regular listener of this show, or if you read my articles on CincinnatiSoccerTalk.com, or if you checked out the YouTube channel, I put a video up, or I'll put a video up soon explaining some of those forward runs that I want, those dynamic forward runs. I've been begging this team to make some creative runs in the final third. And I don't know if you caught it, listeners, but I did. In the 61st minute, I saw Alan Cruz go on the overlap. Yeah, he overlapped Jough on the right, and this created a great opportunity. And he fired that ball to the far post to Locadia, who smashed it into the side netting. So Truth Adair writes in here in the chat bar, Coach, admittedly, Loca should have scored yet again, but can we at least admit Cruz and Vasquez, I'm guessing, made a difference? Oh, produce more chances for him. Yeah, I wrote that article, Matt, about Vasquez creating those opportunities for Locadia to get on the ball. I'm not sure how much Cruz affected it this match. I'll have to take a look. But to me, the chances for Locadia to get on the ball all start with those forwards starting high and occupying those center backs. In fact, I will say Locadia had 40 touches by the time that Jaap Stam made his first sub. His season high for 90 minutes before that was 36. But at the time when Vasquez came off the field, Locadia had 40 touches. And then from there on out, he had 4 more touches for the rest of the match. Because what happened when Vasquez came out and Kubo came on is now Locadia was that high player, and he's operating against 2 or 3 center backs all the time. You need another player to press those center backs up there. You can't expect for him to do it all. Perhaps due to the lack of the final product, like I just mentioned, in the 67th minute is when we saw Kubo come on for Vasquez. Really disappointing night for Vasquez in the end. And I think this has a lot to do with Locadia. Instead of starting high, he was operating in the hole, behind Vasquez. So the center backs had nothing to do but deal with Vasquez. And you know what he ended the match with? 13 touches. That's sad. And it's not necessarily his fault. He seemed to be working hard out there. Lots of long balls into him with 2 center backs all over him. He's not going to win many of those. I think Stam has to get both of those forwards, if he's going to play in a 2-forward set, to start high, occupy both center backs, and then have one of them press those center backs by making a run, and the other one drop in and check back to get the ball in the hole. That's how you get these guys both to get on the ball and get touches. So a little bit later, we saw Duplan make his appearance, and he came on for Nick Hagland, and that changed the formation for FC Cincinnati to the 4-3-3. And the reason why I know it was maybe not a straight 4-3-3, but more of that, is you saw Duplan immediately move to take those forward throw-ins on the right-hand side. He was playing a right back, and that freed Jough and Kubo up to kind of go where they want. But then you saw that they both pinched into the middle, and the team played with a severe lack of width. There's just no width at that point. So, from there, I think FC Cincinnati had the best chances after they went 4-3 to finish out the match. I mean, there was that free kick from Medunjanin where it came to the right-hand side of the box, and Waston headed it back across, and Cruz just was a step behind, couldn't finish that off. And then there was the time when Locadia picked the ball up between the lines and found Jough just to the left half space, and Jough beat his man to the left and fired that far post shot, and Andre Blake just barely got his fingertips to it and made that save. That was a good save. That and the Locadia sitter were probably the best chances of the match. But ultimately, nobody could break through, and the match ended 0-0. So my negatives for the match, I would say One, Locadia once again misses the best chance of the match. Man, that's rough. When the team is not finding many chances, that guy needs to catch a break. The team cannot find an end product with their passes or especially their crosses. And, another scoreless match doesn't do a lot for that confidence there. But the positives, I thought Locadia actually looked, other than the chance, he looked really sharp. He was really sharp on his cuts and his dribbling. He didn't have a lot of giveaways or bad touches. And I thought the team also proved that they could play the 4-3-3 without giving up too many chances, which is a good point. Now, they only played it for a little while, so maybe it's not a full game thing, but maybe Stam has some confidence to move into that at the end of every match. And, a positive has to be that you get a point against one of the hottest teams in the East. Before I get to some of the stuff in the chat bar, maybe take some calls. That'd be interesting. I do want to take a minute to thank all of you out there who are listening or watching live, sending questions, and spreading the word about Talking Tactics here. Please continue to support the show by subscribing to the Talking Tactics with Coach Gough podcast so that you get those downloads automatically. And even if you don't listen to the episode, you get that download, right? And definitely help others find us by heading to CincinnatiSoccerTalk.com/Coach Apple Podcasts to rate and review the show. And as always, I love the interaction. We're getting ready, hopefully, for some of it right now. So if you have a question or a note to drop me in the mailbag or hit me up on Twitter or Instagram, go ahead and do that. Let's have some interaction here and let's make this show a two-way street. So let's see. Let's get to the chat bar here. I see that Matt M. Holt is saying that he wants to call in, but he's not sure that he wants to debate Man U versus Liverpool tonight on the air. So Subs has a problem there. Clifford Adams says Tom Pedersen reflected his legs heal better after the game because we didn't spend all game defending. And that's actually an interesting point. I didn't catch that because I didn't watch any of the post game, but it is tough to defend for 90 minutes. And I do think, this game went in waves. FC Cincinnati definitely sat back. If you watch those 5-minute splits on MLSsoccer.com of possession, they sat back some, but they also got to get forward and kind of get on the ball some too. And ultimately possession wasn't really out of balance. I have WT Rose 1 saying, I don't think our midfield is quality enough to support two up top. Poor touches and pass decisions. This is interesting. I want to talk about this for a second because playing two up top does not necessarily mean you need a quality midfield. It does if you want to play through the thirds like FC Cincinnati is, if you need possession in the middle third, but I don't think you have to have that. I think that you need to figure out how to get that ball from the defensive third to the final third. We do have a caller. I think Matt Imholt did go ahead and get on the air here with Subs. And I think I'm getting word that debate has pretty much wrapped up and Liverpool is indeed superior to Man United. Matt, how you doing tonight?
How's it going, Coach? How are you tonight?
I'm doing all right. After watching that match, I'm excited to talk to some people because I was getting ready to fall asleep at a couple points.
Yeah. Well, my one comment on the match is, even though Locadia, as you pointed out, missed, the best chances of the match, he still looked better when Cruz and Vasquez were on the pitch. After we took them off, he did not get as good a chances as he did earlier in the match. So why do you think that is? Because it seems like even if Vasquez is not, like you said, getting as many touches as he has in previous matches, when he's in there, it still looks like Locadia gets better looks on goal. And there was definitely a couple in the first half he should have put on frame. So why do you think that is?
So what I'm seeing there with Locadia is, first of all, you're right. He looked good this match. He was not just getting on the ball a lot, but he was sharp on the ball, right? What I'm seeing is having Vasquez on the pitch allowed Locadia to drop deeper and get on the ball in space a lot more. The reason why he started to look poor after Vasquez left is he flipped to that up top position. So, basically Vasquez was playing the number 9, the high forward, and Locadia was playing in the hole behind as like a number 10. And when Kubo came on, Locadia flipped up to be the 9 and Kubo played as the 10, or Cruz played on the 10. And I think that's part of what you got there. The champ wrote in right now, Matt, and agrees with you that Locadia looks sharp. And he says at some point, he asks, is this getting in his head that he's missing these opportunities? And I don't know what you think about this, Matt, but I do think that these misses are getting in his head. And striker play is a lot about confidence. And he seems to be really confident on the ball, and he's looking to get those opportunities. But man, these misses have got to be weighing on him.
Yeah. And as Subs and me, we all know that, when you watch enough soccer in the European leagues that, strikers, they get hot. They're very streaky. So when they score in bunches. And when they're cold, they'll have, many matches where they don't score. So it is one of those things where Locadia is getting the looks. And if he can just put one away, I feel like that'll open up the floodgates and he'll, start scoring in succession. But he's just got to get that first one because his confidence is not where it should be right now.
Yeah, I'm totally with you there, Matt. Listen, thanks a lot for tuning in, and thank you for the call. Keep sending those questions in and interacting with me here. And for now, I think that we'll all have to admit that Liverpool is indeed superior to Man U.
Have a good night, Coach.
Yeah, you too, Matt. Have a good one. Merrick's Grave here writes, if Locadia's loan ended today, are you buying or letting him go? Man, that is a tough one. I'm really glad I don't have to make these decisions. Even in my coaching days, I coached college. So I recruited players. I wasn't like having to decide if I wanted a player that was theirs. Like if I had a player, I had that player. If I didn't, I didn't. I guess I had to decide whether to recruit them or not. But it's a tough decision because he's showing sharpness. He's getting in good positions. He's getting on the end of crosses, but he's just not finishing the ball. I think that as of right now, the jury is out. I think it's good that we get to see some more matches from Locadia, but I think gun to my head, am I spending 10 million on a Jurgen Locadia that looks kind of broken right now? I don't think I am. Clifford Adams writes in here and says, that's the one I already got. This is new to me. I'm trying to make. Why do you love Pedersen's play the last 2 matches? From Tom Beversdorf. That's the one I was looking for. Man, I have a great producer, guys. He really does his job. Tom, the reason why I love Pedersen's play over the last 2 matches is because Pedersen is not putting a foot wrong. He is certainly not taking a lot of chances, not really a lot of long passes, not springing forward into the attacking third very much. But if I'm Pedersen playing alongside Waston, I'm not doing that either, because Waston is really good at some things. Defending in space is not really one. And if Pedersen gets forward with the ball or turns the ball over on a long pass, that puts Waston in a position where he might have to defend in space. And defensively, Pedersen has been really good. The biggest weak spot that I saw in the early part of the season that I was worried about is him misjudging those balls over the top and letting people in behind him. I thought the center backs all did fantastic today, marking those forwards, limiting the Philadelphia touches inside the box. And I think Pedersen, he just hasn't made any mistakes that I've seen. Watching this film and breaking it down the past couple matches, I've just not been able to say Pedersen just does not look good, or I've not been able to say, man, on that play, Pedersen really lost it. All of the goals, it seems like he has a very minor part to play in giving up any of the goals. So he's just been solid back there. Let's see. It looks like I don't have any more questions here. So if we don't have anything else to do, Subs, you want to join me back on camera here for a minute?
Hey, what's happening, Coach? How are you?
Yeah, this was fun. We didn't get a ton of interaction, but we had some watchers and we recorded this live and I had a good time. I want to get your final thoughts, Subs. I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but as we kind of wrap up here, we like to do final thoughts. What are your final thoughts after hearing the interaction? And we do have a final question that we'll get to after your final thoughts, but what do you got?
I'm in agreement with Matt that that is our DP striker. He's getting paid a lot of money to finish chances. And that's how many within the 6-yard box that he has not scored.
Man.
Now, look, I'm not saying that's an easy chance at all. And I'm just a guy sitting here in my basement. But come on, man, you have to score those goals. That's your job. You're a designated player for a reason. Like, I'm with you. If the loan deal ended today, I'm not signing on. I'm finding somebody else that's going to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, ultimately, for the job that Locadia is doing, if he's not scoring goals, you can go out and get a cheaper player. You know what Brian White does for New York Red Bulls. You know, that's basically what Locadia is doing. Not really scoring a lot of goals, decent hold up play, decent on the ball. You know, to finish off here, Nick Roth is asking about the difference between home and road. And because of all the matches coming up, FC Cincinnati finishes with a huge home stretch. And I'll tell you, Nick writes, what has been the difference between defending at home versus on the road? Obviously, the Red Bull match was an improvement, but with no fans on the road, Nick does not get the inconsistency. And I will say, Nick, I think the big difference here is the travel. And these guys are professionals and they need to be able to get their mind right. But athletes are a creature of habit. How many times have you heard other athletes in other sports or athletes in soccer talk about when things go wrong, when planes are delayed, when there's some of their kit is messed up, their gear is messed up, how much it throws them off? They're creatures of habit, and some of them are superstitious, and having to travel on game day, it makes a big difference. It changes your meal plans. It changes what your ability to warm up for the game. You know, when I coached college, we did a lot of game day travel, and it was difficult for me. I would plan stops for us to stop at a rest station and take a team walk just to get our legs moving, because it's tough to be on a plane or in a bus for a couple hours. And sure, you arrive 4 or 5 hours prior to the match, but typically on game day, you're spending 6 or 8 hours before the match, all geared towards that match. That whole day, when you wake up, it's game day, and that's what you're doing for that day. So I think some of that inconsistency has to do with basically just the travel, and hopefully the teams get better used to it. And if not, hopefully the opponents don't get used to it, because FC Cincinnati have a big stretch of home games. Now, I got another question here. The champ writes back in and says, I think Jaap Stam really deserves a lot of credit with this team. No, FC Cincinnati are not blowing the doors off anyone, but there is a lot of improvement on a not so favorable schedule. And I do think that they actually came out and said FC Cincinnati has the 3rd hardest schedule in all of MLS. And thinking back by memory, I think it was the hardest schedule in the East. You know, they're facing teams like Columbus over and over and over that might be the best team in Major League Soccer right now. Philadelphia, a really good team. NYCFC is going to make the playoffs and probably is going to make noise there. They're very good as well. I do think that Stam is slowly showing improvement. I think what Stam has to do is figure out how he wants to get this team moving forward, meaning forward in the attack, not just forward day to day, and really start to work on that, because right now the team isn't playing with width. When they do play with width, it's pretty much get the ball to Jower Gutman and try to have them go 1v1, which just isn't working. He's got to find a way to just have the team create more opportunities, and hopefully his forwards will start to finish some of those opportunities. You know, Nick Roth, thanks. Tom Beaversdorf, bring Kai back to Cincy. Kai can certainly finish a ball. We know that. But he just got traded, so I don't think that's happening. And Matt writes, y'all are the best. I appreciate y'all doing this in a pandemic, and I appreciate you guys. Man, that is it for episode 28. The first ever live edition of Talking Tactics with Coach Gough. And man, this was fun. We're going to have to do this again sometime. I'm hoping you had fun too. You know, this is Coach Brad Gough reminding you that whether it's bubblegum, duct tape, or shoestrings, get it together and keep going.